Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a commentated game between Julian Jorgensen from Melbourne and Josh from Perth. These guys this evening are sitting down to play a game of Domination from the N4 Rulebook, and they are playing Haqqislam versus Starmada. Josh will be playing Haqqislam. He has crit the roll on his lieutenant roll with a 14, beating Julian's non-crit roll of a 14 with his whip 15 lieutenant, and Josh is elected to go first. Julian's picked deployment on this side of the table. They're just beginning their first turn now. Julian strips some orders, but I'll run you through their deployments. So over here on Josh's side of the table, we've got Zulekia Narazova, Ghazi Matawiya. I think it looks like both Matawiya might be boarding shotgun ones, but we'll figure that out as we play. So we've got a boarding shotgun, smoke grenade, jammer Ghazi here, a Bareed regular hacker with rifle and pitcher. Two camouflage markers. This one is camouflage mimetism -0. This one is mimetism -3. Pretty obviously telegraphed Libertos and mine. Two more camouflage markers here. Both of them mimetism -3, which looks to me like a Farzan and its mine, but it could also very easily be a Hawa sniper and its mine, actually, because this one's not prone. This is not a bad position for a sniper. Down here we have Yara Haddad. A Ghulam Doctor. I think the Doctor has a helper bot round somewhere, but I'm not totally sure. An Asawira Spitfire, another Ghazi Matawiya. So this one's labelled as Chain Rifle Emirat. We'll see if that's the case. And then a Fanoush Flash Pulse Remote here. The two lieutenant candidates are the Bareed Hacker and the Asawira AP Spitfire. As far as I know, nothing else in this. Oh, and Yara Haddad actually could also be a lieutenant. Also, finally, the reserve drop was a Fidei down here. Josh tossed up moving in to engage the link, but has decided instead to put it in this location. And the grid's off now, but this is quite well chosen. The 24-inch line is literally on the side of this model for this quadrant and this quadrant. And that means that the Fidei, with a single order, can position yourself into different quadrants as required. That's pretty relevant because Julian is running a very limited insertion list here. So what we've got from left to right, we've got a chain rifle submachine gun Varangian, an Epsilon sniper, a Peeler total reaction HMG, prone on this rooftop, a bronze trooper with boarding shotgun, although I suspect it might not be a bronze trooper with boarding shotgun, a Highlander, again chain rifle SMG, and then a bunch of core link candidates. So the bronze hasn't joined the link, although he could have. We've got Hector, the obvious lieutenant, with 15, rolled a 14, didn't succeed. Declared with 15 with his lieutenant. It's the Spitfire Hector profile according to the thing here, the actual trooper, but Julian has sent me Julian has sent me through his army code, and he has correctly chosen the plasma rifle profile. Because if you have plasma, take plasma. Parvati was his reserve drop, but then we also have a beta trooper Spitfire, and two Psychops, a multi-marksman rifle Psychop and a Psychop hacker. That's a killer hacker, I believe. Parvati was the reserve drop, and she was a reserve drop basically to avoid her getting Fidei hunted. Julian wanted her to be intact to heal anything in this link if the Fidei went in after it, and so he's positioned her here now that he knows the Fidei is over here. Julian has stripped orders from Combat Group 2 of Josh's. Josh has got 7 regular in the first group, and he had 2 regular in the second group, and then just irregulars. I think there are also irregulars in Group 1. This pretty much just leaves Ghazis to fuel themselves. So Zulekia has run forward on her impetuous order. Looks like a Ghazi made a move through a smoke grenade, and now Zulekia is getting through. To be perfectly honest, this might end up being a short game, because Zulekia has the potential to absolutely fucking murder her way through a significant portion of this. Double flamethrowers, everything here has to respect this. If she is in danger from the peeler, but she'll be able to move like up to here, drop some smoke, and then keep moving. If she gets even one kill, and particularly if she gets a kill all the way to dead, that significantly impacts Julian's ability to execute his game plan. Because he's only got so many orders. This is a 12-order list.
2 inches.
In terms of deployment and execution so far, and in particular lists, I quite like Josh's list. I have not seen his list, and I would be very surprised if there weren't some surprises along the way. This doesn't look like enough. Even with the Lasik and Yara, I've written lists that are very much like this, but have more stuff.
16.
Looks like we've got a crit smoke grenade from Zulekia somewhere, unless that's the Matawiya throwing it.
What's that is?
As for Julian's list, The core concept I think works, but I have seen this executed a little bit differently.
They're not
And
as good as I thought they were.
Starmada, I think,
No,
can
I
do a
thought
list like this.
They're not the big Highlanders.
But it's this is a vulnerability.
They don't
I
eat
know
that
what
smoke
this
down.
bronze is, and I think it helps a lot. But
Exactly.
whether or not this
Alrighty
archetype,
then.
limited insertion, one combat group is a good idea, will almost entirely depend
I'm gonna
on
use
whether
irregular
order
order.
stripping for limited
Mhm.
This is
insertion stays a thing
completely.
in
I couldn't
ITS
have-
Season 12 or not.
I
If
thought I
it
could get
doesn't,
some more smoke down.
you just
So I'm just gonna-
straight up
It's gonna retreat.
want to
Yeah,
have
that's
more
fair.
bodies
Just gonna
because you
shoot it
need
back,
some bodies to
otherwise I'm
throw
gonna
in the way
be
of enemy advances.
real out of
The
position.
big difference between
Yeah.
Starmada and Vanilla O12 is that Starmada, it gets links, but it gives up access to all of those O12 midfield defenses.
Mhm.
It does not have access to gangbusters, it does not have access to serious bots. As a
and I
result, its
believe that
forward
is
hacking
all
network, its
of group two
deployables
done.
are all weak. Its deployment
Is
defenses
that group
functionally
one?
start in the deployment
I'm gonna
zone.
spend an order
And although a
onto-
Varangian is a great perimeter guard, and actually Bluecoats as a Harris are an
Uh,
awesome perimeter guard as well because they've got riot stoppers.
this
You need them. You need a like second combat group that
just
just
gonna roll
has
the
something
window.
like a couple of Varangians or this Peeler total reaction bot in it, so that you can take casualties and keep the order pool for this
Okay.
like mega link alive.
And
So something interesting
already
already happening here is Zolekia is pulling back. So Josh, if you ever listen to this, if you decide to sit down and watch, I like what's happening here. I suspect the Bereed is going to start like messing with the enemy. Although this is fucking bold. But Zolekia legit could have blitzed her way into this squad.
Okay. I'm gonna spend
If your plan,
one.
if the Haqqislam plan here is to activate the Breed Hacker,
I'm gonna
yeet a picture down to...
move
It needs to be like here, because you do not want to have to engage this hacker.
1.5.
I don't think there's a Breed KHD anywhere, so
And
it's
then
literally
move
just this
back.
one guy.
Maybe just put your model where he was. So
If the goal is to get a picture down like here and spam Oblivions until you break through Hector's firewall, that's not a bad plan. That's actually, that's pretty funny.
So let's go to there, and
if this is a Hassassin AR, I'm going to be genuinely disappointed.
Mhm.
I don't think it is though. It looks like he's moving up to lay a picture and then run away.
Okay, cool.
He's also very carefully, what he's got here is this crate, avoiding the peeler to get into and out of the smoke.
He's just going to reset. Keep in mind that if you're going to try and hack him, that I'm assuming that you're probably not going to be in range of Hector and stuff like that.
Yeah, alright. So it looks like the hacking play is being made.
He's got
There's no line of fire here. The players are playing C into out of but not through the buildings. Parvati might meant to be prone, but she's not on. See, there's two windows and doors between her and the enemy here. There's also, here we go. So the jammer has just turned up. So this is the Tian. This is actually a Tian Gao jammer. Let's watch as Julian yeets models across the table here. No, there we go. Now, I don't know if this is 8 inches, but it might be. And if that's the case, and this is a lieutenant model, it's probably not. Then we've got some issues here for our Haqqislam player, and Julian is proving an interesting point about the utility of the Tian Gao. It's not linked, doesn't need to be, no benefit. Just doing a quick measurement now.
So we'll just measure to the wall, and that should do it.
So
I'm in spectator mode, so I can't measure this, but this looks very close. I actually wouldn't be surprised. I can't tell.
There we go.
So we're getting the measurement now.
It's not. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, I think because I've locked.
okay.
So while they figure that one out, this is an interesting play from the Haqqislam player. We can see he's used a lot of his orders already, but he has points in zones, right? There's 23 points plus the Batalia in this zone already. There's 26, 27 points in this zone, unless this is Al Jabel. And then there's 10 points in this zone. That's not a lot in any individual zone. But you look at all of Julian's points over here. The Haqqislam player, Josh, is not necessarily incentivized to move out that heavily.
I'm going to shoot a picture.
I believe the players have agreed that the jammer is in range, and it looks like Josh is just willing to go in with the picture profile. He's chosen to place it here. Got to be really careful of this Psychop hacker.
What it's worth as a pass. I think because it whipped 13.
Let's see what happens.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Crit when you didn't need it, buddy. And then the jam. I don't know what their willpower is. I'll just double check it. Okay, that Tian Gao has failed the jam. The Breeds landed the picture.
I'm going to hit.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we got a.
So this is basically the best possible outcome for Josh, because if provided he doesn't stuff up the picture placement, and I'm actually a little concerned he might.
Is that it?
Yep.
Absolute faith in you, Josh. Do Haqqislam
No.
proud. He's baited out the existence of the
Mhm.
Tiangao. He now knows what this is. It's a prone Tiangao, by the way. And he's baited that out for no.
Sorry, my
Julian has whiffed the roll,
the
and of course the
wrong
breed is
one.
BTS 3, so like there was
I
still a
just like,
reasonable chance
this
of
is
surviving that.
templates.
Okay, so now if he puts this all the way in the corner, the players are going to have to measure this range here, because to be honest, a Bereed hacker engaging a
gotta make sure
KHD
this is
through its
within
own repeater
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Just before I
definitely.
start.
is not bad odds at
Before
all.
I'm just like, yeah.
2 dice on
Alright,
14s versus 1 dice
cool,
on
another order on the
13s,
grid.
I suspect.
You may as well-
I think he's got it placed
Uh,
correctly. I think this is
where-
more than 8.
That's straight in front of your.
But this is going to prompt repeat.
thing. We're just gonna run him back.
This is going to prompt resets from these guys.
Okay, so
What is he doing? Okay, Josh. So
Was here, and that was one order to there.
okay, so Josh has immediately made a mistake. He's moved rather than attempting to move Oblivion Hector, move Oblivion
And
Hector.
I'm just gonna pretty much.
Yeah,
vault back
okay.
to where I
So
was.
this is not the right play. I appreciate that what he's trying to do is to get the Bereed as far back to safely so he
Not
can
prone
interfere with this.
anymore.
But this Psychop is
In
going to
that
be able
case,
to
I might
engage you.
move him
And
a little
I
bit further.
presently don't see any other hackers
Seems like I make a
unless
difference.
one of these is a hacker, and to be frank, they look like a mine
I
layer.
don't think so.
A
Alright.
mine layer to me.
Alright, well, we got that out there.
So he's got 2 orders left to do this, but what he could have done is spent
I'm
like
just
1
gonna
less order
spend-
and gotten 2 Oblivion attempts on
He
Hector.
is
Now,
there, he's
Hector
there.
has a firewall, he has his own tin bot, but if you Oblivion Hector,
Alright.
Julian does not get a first turn. Julian has,
Six
we should have 3
over
command
there.
tokens. I don't think Hector
He's
is a +1
still prone, right? Yeah, cool.
command token character.
Alright,
Julian's
do a
first
rogue
turn
save
is
and
done.
we're just
He
gonna make a
probably
call.
can't even contest this zone
We're
because
just
of the
gonna get my
Fide
doctor
already
in
there.
position.
That's just 2 points at a stroke.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the
Already here.
biggest thing, like Parvati will fix Hector, right? She will de-isolate him, but that does not save Julian from loss of lieutenant. So this is a play that was much too conservative, and among other things, it hasn't even gotten the Bereed prone. So he should have accepted fewer orders and just gone move hack, move hack, move hack. Actually, probably pulled back to here rather than all the way to the building.
Actually, no. Sorry.
The only reason why you wouldn't do that is if this Bereed was your lieutenant and you were desperate to get it to safety. But if that Bereed was your lieutenant, then the willingness to just eat the jammer hit was bold. Which makes me think that maybe it's Yara.
Sweet. I'm just going to do that. You're up, my friend.
Okay, so what we've had basically here is a play where Josh has spent, I think, his entire first turn to lay a pitcher. This is not ideal. It's a really good pitcher, but also there's nothing really watching this space, and this is a Highlander. It's just going to impetuous out the door and shoot the repeater to death.
That's the.
So I think we have a we have from Josh here. We have what was the genesis of a really good play that is probably not going to come to anything. But I like the list, and I like where the head is at. Yeah, and here's Julian. So Julian, among other things, Julian is a very, very good player at. He's very good at shepherding his resources, but he's also very good at taking what you give him for free. And while he's executing that, I'm going to talk about this. I've had to pull Julian down to like 30% volume to be able to hear myself on the recording over him. You can hear him talking behind me. And Julian is a natural orator and a bombastic individual. And if you listen to the Lost Lieutenant podcast, and you should, it's genuinely really good. He presents himself in a way that like only an Australian can, as so self-assured. He is a parody of self-assurance, leaning into the Australian idiom of self-deprecation by any means necessary. But in game, he puts his business face on, and he plays a very clean, very effective game. And among other things, one of his biggest strengths is taking what you give him for free. He's very good at identifying the plays that he can make that are extremely high efficiency early in the turn or even later in the turn on pieces you've overexposed. In a sense, there's one thing about this play Josh has made that is genuinely good for Julian, which is that Josh has pulled back away.
Yeah, I believe so.
He set up some defenses. This is something that I don't think anything in
Yep.
the Starmada army wants to
And
fight
he's gonna look at you and
is
go,
this
"What
Matawiya.
up, girl?"
Hey, what's
And
Yeah,
he's
what
pulled
you
back
cooking
away
over
and
there with
given
that,
Julian
that,
nothing
that
easy.
barrel snapper?
Except for this
Yeah,
repeater, which
cool.
Julian took for
I'm
free
also
by
on a
impetuousing
reveal
a
on
Highlander
here,
and
this
shooting it
one,
with a
yeah.
submachine gun.
Okay,
So
ooh, what's this thing?
this could have been considerably better,
So
but
what's he,
as is, it's not
TR?
bad.
He's got fierce attacks,
All right,
surprise
so here we
attacks,
have one of
observer.
the
Panzer
hidden
Faust.
elements of the
Panzer
Haqqislam
Faust.
army of the
Alrighty.
Haqqislam army deploying. I'm not surprised to see a nadir.
So what
This
I'm
is a
gonna
Panzer
do-
Faust nadir, which is probably my
I'll let you
favorite
just play
profile.
what you're gonna do first.
I'm
It
gonna shoot
competes
you
with the
my
Flamen
Panzer
Spear. The
Faust,
Flamen
and
Spear
I'm
is
gonna shoot
cheaper
you
and
with
has an
my
AoE attack,
barrel
but
sniper.
the nadir
I'm
forward
gonna
observer
split
just
one
it packs a
into each.
rifle and a light shotgun. Those are really, really good guns for when the Panzer Faust runs out.
Alrighty, so
Now in this
what
case,
we'll
it's up
do
high.
is
We've had
we'll
an
do- let's do the Lasik first,
Epsilon sniper stand
Yeah,
up
that
to
sounds
see
good,
this
mate.
Lasik
Right,
sniper,
so
and
both
the
be
nadir
plus
has
ranges.
engaged to get a forked
You will
arrow.
be- you've
This
got
is
the
pretty
Phoenix
good.
Visor, don't you?
This is not ideal
Yeah,
because
not
the
a
nadir really does
brilliant,
not want to be
So
fighting.
you'll
Like the
get
nadir wants to
bonus,
pin this down.
you'll
There's
get -3 for cover,
there's
-3
one
for range,
MSV in this
so you'll be
link team, and
-3
it's an
overall.
MSV
Yep.
I'll
marksman
use
rifle.
traits 'cause I'll be +3 and -3. So
But
I'll be 1 on 13 versus
this is
you'll
not
be
bad in the sense that this is not a linked model.
sounds
It's
good.
Good
one
dice,
dice on
that's
one
good
dice.
dice
There's a
for
lot
you.
of chance for
I rolled
failure
a
here.
1.
Oh, I failed.
Okay, so the
I
Epsilon's
mean,
landed its
double
first hit.
action.
Double action, of course.
Yeah, cool. Alright.
That is the game plan.
Looks like the
Always
Fidei
DA.
here. So the Lasik here is
Oh, I
unconscious.
saw the 19 and the 17. I was like, no fucks given.
By the way,
So
fucking
he's
TTS
unconscious.
dice,
Yeah,
they'll
he's unconscious, yeah,
tilt
he's
ever so slowly.
Alrighty.
Fucking
Then we've
TTS
got
dice.
the,
They cause
good old
anxiety. They're like
Panzer Faust.
precision made to like
Mhm.
upset
Ready out.
people. Alright, so we have an unconscious
Which
Lasik,
is
and
inside
there's
32, thankfully,
this is
for him.
positioned quite well actually. He's maximized his forward deployment
So
here to get
you'll
inside
be
range of the sniper
at
across table.
+3, minus
Looking for a
6
9
again.
here on the nadir and a 13 on the
you're gonna
Epsilon,
be
but it's
at
one dice to one
plus
dice.
straight.
+3,
The
minus
worst
6.
case scenario here is
Because
obviously that the
have-
Epsilon just
I've
kills
got
2
MSV
models in
on
one
the
order.
turn, so I
But
just
Oh,
get
yeah,
straight
true,
through
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
fingers crossed for
I
hack.
go, I see you.
What's up?
So I'll be on a 13. You'll be on a, what's your BS?
I believe 12.
12. So you'll be on a 9.
That's right.
Face to face roll. No,
Oh,
miss
five.
and hit.
Oh,
So the
no.
nadir here is taking a hit as well.
That's
Number
a good
1
round.
in cover. Dead.
Yeah, that'll
Oh.
do him.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the worst
Oh,
case
that
scenario.
was
There's
that
almost
was
a case to be made here that
I like
bringing
it
the
was a good
nadir out was
setup.
wrong.
Just,
Oh well. Should
the-
I?
And actually, I really liked this
Epsilon
Lasik's
here,
position.
which
I
is
don't know
like
why, but Julian
good.
chose to deploy
You'll fit
deploy a
all this stuff.
Varangian in her line of fire. I think he just
Alrighty.
missed that there was these
Yeah.
this
that
gap
was
in the railing here.
first
Gave it a
order.
shot. But hasn't mattered. No punish. The Epsilon just stands up, lines up 2 shots, and
so what do I have to do?
thoroughly
I have to
blows
get
out
stuff into zones
his
And
cost in
hack
models.
consoles.
and hack consoles.
So the
That
challenge for
sounds
Julian here
very
is, I mean, he's
complicated.
still got
I
10,
have
he's got 11 orders
like
still to
all
spend.
this column
All
over
he's
here.
done so far is
It's all,
very,
like,
very
literally
efficiently
over half
spend
my
an
army is in
impetuous
this
order
one
and
team.
a 1 regular order.
Yep.
Ignore this, by the way. I think what he's doing here is 10, and this would have been 2. Ignore Lieutenant orders. Hector is a strategos.
So
Julian's
the
actual
Arrow Head,
challenge
is
is that he
standing or
needs
is it
to
prone?
contest
It is standing.
this
Standing,
zone
Okay.
and this zone, and if he wants to put points on the
Alright,
board,
Okay.
one of
let's do
these
it, let's do it.
zones. And that
Pardon
kind
me.
of means exposing something of this link.
I think it's time to.
I have no idea how I
to
would
make
do
the
it.
chonk team.
Go for it.
This
mate.
Emirat is
First things
nightmarish.
first, I'm gonna spend.
He's taken a jammer, Matawiya.
on the
I
Tiango.
have been favoring the 9-point boarding shotgun
This up.
Emirat
This time
Matawiyas.
I'm
I've kind of
myself.
not given up on jammers,
Now, again,
but it's
correct
just
me if
that
I'm
it's not that a
wrong,
jammer is
I'm
bad,
moving
it's
to
just that
prone
an
and don't
Emirat
think
is
he's gonna see
incredible.
me at the moment.
And an Emirat on a model
I
with a
don't
boarding
believe
shotgun
so.
and a smoke
So
grenade,
I'm just
like
gonna
it's another
move
example of a
forward
piece,
and
right?
just,
Where if you just
Mhm.
just
ran
forwards, tucked in against the wall.
for Emirat Ghazi, he
Just
couldn't
prone,
because he was in the wrong
prone,
combat group. But
while
like
he's
if
doing it.
you had orders for it and you just yeeted this
Sounds good.
Ghazi to here, you
so that
win
he
the
ends up
game,
there.
provided it
I've
doesn't
got
get hacked by the
10
Tian. Like
left.
the
Alright.
Tiangao can jam it, and if it doesn't, you win because you just put a Ghazi here. And well, actually, Hector will desperately try to get into
I'm gonna
close combat,
spend
but
an
like the
order
Emirat hits on these,
on the link team, I think.
or the shotgun shots. I'm actually exaggerating a little
Mhm.
bit here. Everything dodges, and what you get to do is you get to make free shotgun shots until Hector makes it into melee.
Don't know how we're
But you
gonna
get the
do
idea,
this.
right? Like it's absolutely savage. You move, you like circle around like this,
I can't remember
staying
if,
out of ending movement out of
Hector's a
Hector's dodge
specialist or
range,
not.
which is probably 4 inches. Yeah, it is. and you just pump shotgun shells into this link unless they shoot, in which
Does
case you
not seem
Emorat
to be.
them. And
That's right.
the Emorat is so powerful, like there is nothing here. There is nothing that Julian can afford to take an Emorat shot on. Like, best case scenario, you kill the
spend a lot
Ghazi,
on the
and you
link
will
team.
kill the Ghazi if you shoot
Yep.
it, and then it's like,
And
you're
it
lost a
will go
lieutenant,
on
because Hector is isolated.
Sir Hector.
But you can have, say, Parvati, engineer
He's gonna
herself,
move
rejoin the group,
2.6
spend
there.
command tokens, engineer everyone else. But again, it's a
1.4
situation
forwards
where
there.
like you just lost a lieutenant. But
Parvati
Julian very
is
very
gonna
correctly
move.
identifying the threat posed by
Hector will be the link leader, I think.
Ghazi, etc.
Actually,
And
I'm
I
just
mean
gonna
it's a
move
jammer in
Frida
any
there.
case,
I'm
but
just gonna check her movement because I haven't used her
he
before.
nullified
I think
entirely group
she's
2.
a speedy girl.
I think so.
So the
From
link
where
is
I
moving
remember.
out now. Julian has
Yeah.
already had one
Yeah,
hidden
she's
model
6'2",
reveal
so
itself.
she moves 3 to there.
That might be the only hidden thing
And
that
then,
Josh can have. I haven't done a full trooper count, but he's either got 1 or 2
1.4
things
to
left.
there, and then just 0.5
While Julian is
behind
moving this
Hector.
link, we can do a count.
Mhm.
So,
Beta
1,
Trooper moves
2, 3,
I'm just going to move
4,
4 again, just in case their
5,
movement values are all different, which
6,
I think they
7, 8, 9,
are.
10,
This is the problem
11,
with playing like a janky
12,
mixed link team. Yep, 6, so he can move another 2
13.
inches
Yeah,
forward.
no, I think there can
Yeah,
definitely
okay.
be stuff left.
He's just going to move.
I'm assuming this is a Libertos.
Just there.
Doesn't actually have to be.
Up against
There are
Parvati.
some very, very good
The
mimetism -0
Cyclop
troopers
is going to move out.
in Haqqislam. And actually, if I was going to make
1.4
another
there,
criticism of this list,
and
there are
then,
no Dalami.
what's
6-point
Matt's
Dalami
1.4
Panzerfaust is so
then goes
good it
to
might be a bug.
2.6,
Like, it's not, because
just to there.
they've had multiple chances
Mhm.
to amend the profile, and
Then
in
he's
fact,
gonna go
have amended the profile.
straight
But
on
the
out,
6-point
3.4
Dalami
to
is
there,
like
and then
game-winningly insane.
0.6 to there.
I have
AMRs,
recently been
good stuff.
discussing this matter
No, you're
with a good friend of mine in Canberra
Actually,
who
you know
plays
what we should
Spiral
do? We should check
Core,
Hector's
and
movement.
I initially did not believe him when he
that's
said
probably a
that
good thing.
helots are not as good as Dalami, and we've had a couple
I'm
of
just gonna
games
quickly shoot
now,
to Tola,
and
right?
Yeah, that's
Which is
alright.
like-
Dalami are not as good as the first, like the first 2 Dalami are not as good as the first 2 helots, but the 3rd and 4th Dalami are much better than the 3rd, and of course you can't have a 4th helot. Players are just taking a break here. I'll keep talking for a moment. Because you have the entire midfield to place your Dalamis, and you just never you never run out of good spaces if the map is even remotely interesting, and even if it's not, if the map is just this like porous parking lot, then that's just as good. Dalami are really, really intensely good, and you can attack with them. You can't attack with Libertos, but you can run a Dalami across the table like it's a Highlander, like it's a Highlander or a hard case. Coincidentally, half the cost of a hard case. Yeah, they're just incredible. Literally, the only handbrake on Dalami is that they do not. They occupy precious combat group slots.
Whenever you're ready, man.
And
So,
incidentally, that is
Hector
why
is
the
4-4.
game needs to have tactical
Okay.
window.
He's
If
a-
you
he's a-
if
he's a
you
medium
ever
tank.
think about running an event
Yeah.
where tactical window
Okay.
does not
Do you mind if I do
apply,
that for this period?
Yeah,
Because
that's
I will come to that
I'd
event
assumed that
and I will spend
that's what was going on
180
there.
points on Dalami, which is 3 full combat
So
groups or
Hector's gonna
something.
move
I don't know. It's a lot.
4 inches.
It's probably not 3 full combat groups. Hang on a second.
Mhm.
Math. 60
Bring the
points
main
per
point.
combat group of Dalami.
Yeah, that's
Six.
right.
No, it's 3 full
Party's
combat
gonna
groups
move
of
up.
Dalami, and you
6.
spent just over half your army.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
no, like
not
tactical
6, just
window
2.
has to
We still-
exist for as
Yeah.
long as
Still haven't done the second part of the loop.
profiles
And
as
the
Dalami
Trooper's
exist.
gonna move up too.
Okay, so after that diatribe,
Come on, yes.
I still think this is a Libertos because there's a camouflage marker
and then
next
the
to it,
2
and
Fox, they
the
can move up
order
4 inches.
pool I think broadly confirmed that suspicion. What did he have? 7 and 2 and some irregulars.
Alrighty. I'll
1,
spin another order on these chomps.
2, 3, 4,
Hector will be the
5,
link leader
6. Yeah.
He's gonna move
Yes,
4-4.
yeah. So like this is, I think this is one regular trooper between them, and I think this is one
Marty's gonna
irregular trooper
move
between
6.
them. I think. So
Space
Julian's
Cup
pretty much got
is gonna move
unrestricted
4.
movement up the board here.
Mhm.
Cyclops,
Beta's gonna
Beta
move
Trooper.
6.
Really just what Julian has to do is spend his orders efficiently
And Cyclops
and not
gonna
put himself
move
in a
4-4.
position where the counterstroke kills him.
Arrows, good sir?
It'd be a very good idea to try and press some
None.
buttons if he can.
None.
I don't
Fantastic.
think there are any more easy kills.
That's
Maybe
okay.
this standing
Hector will
camouflage
keep moving
marker,
to
and
the
that's
4.
assuming that Josh didn't mean to put a prone marker next to it.
Parvati will move forward 2.
This is not an easy kill.
Oh, come on, DTS.
This is not
And
really an
Beta
easy
Trooper will
kill
move
because of
forward 2.
positioning of the Matalia. This is not an easy kill.
And then the Psychop will move forward 4.
Yeah. So at this point, the Haqqislam defense is reasonably
and the other Psychop will
reasonably
also
solid.
move
It almost
forward.
looks, I think, if I was going to put money on this, I would actually not be surprised if this
Alrighty,
link
spending another
is
order
moving
on
to
them.
this building to actually spend its entire
Hector is
turn coming after and killing this
gonna keep on
impersonation
chomping
marker.
forward.
So let's watch this for a little bit.
He's going to move forward 4 inches. Pavati is going to move forward 6 inches.
There's Julian just remembering what his model stats are.
You don't have anything guided on the table that I can see, don't you?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Good question to ask.
Psychop's going to move forward 4.
So just in terms of other stuff Julian might want to do this turn, I don't think he has any reason to move this Epsilon. Just sit it down. It's got a really nice line. It can't see everything that it might want to, but I think it can see this doorway and it can see this window. It's pinning the Asawira in place. Asawira are incredible heavy infantry, but like it doesn't want to have to engage the Epsilon at that range. If it came to it, the best play for this Asawira would be to do a cautious move. Start prone, stand, move. You could easily get to about here, and then that would potentially let you come up to these crates out to here, and that probably gives you a 24-inch engagement, although it's pretty close. This crew just continuing to move forward. Hector's whip 15. Looks like he's going to get to this ladder, come up here. He'll have the Fidei in good range, and he'll need to roll. He still needs to roll, even with a core link in good range, he needs 15s.
Forward to there. Okay, another order.
Psychops don't have discover bonuses.
Hector is going to move.
But yeah, there's no cover for the Assassin Fidei. She's not positioned anywhere that she can be easily hidden. Under any other circumstance, I would say having your opponent spend this many orders killing a Fidei, totally worthwhile use of the Fidei. But it's stripping out. You look at like the casualties. Starmada has taken no casualties. Haqqislam has lost already 2 regular orders and have kind of wasted its first turn.
Actually, what I might do,
for reference, this list style, this Starmada list style, I think I mentioned this before, but its utility is really going to depend on whether or not 10 model lists can have orders stripped in Season 12. I actually personally hope that they can. There are plenty of ways to have a small list with good orders now, like most factions can do it. And I really like... Rather, I really dislike the uncanny valley you get in Season 10 and 11, where lists are either 10 troopers, or they're many more than 10 troopers. There's no space in the game when limited insertion exists for a like 12 model list, and there should be. If you pick 2 models to go into your second combat group, that might be okay to have orders and might not be, but give you reinforcements and a couple more pieces. Like this list, for example, if you trimmed things out and you replaced the beta trooper with Mayokas, you could probably get a secondary combat group that was 2 Varangians. Or like 2 Varangians and a Pillar. And you'd fill those primary combat group slots with like a Haris of Bluecoats. And you'd have a core link that was almost as dangerous. The Spitfire, the Beta Trooper Spitfire is absolutely a good piece. Like, don't get me wrong. But the list is kind of about Hector and the support elements. And having 2 or 3 more troopers, that's tons. That's nuts. So, like it goes a long way in. Like if someone comes at you with a tag, like if an avatar engages this list, and you just don't land the jammer hits, and like not great. To like, it's the Tian Guard does not have a good chance of jamming the avatar, and the avatar moves to here. In like 2 orders or 3 orders, it's the same situation. It's the you're fucked, get wrecked situation. I really like the jammer for that reason as some insurance, as the like make the combined army player hit the panic button. But there are tables like in major events that have been run already that are not yet adapting to the fact that tags are an alpha predator and you have to handle that. You have to give players options. Just having that extra layer of insulation, adhesive ammunition, and actually like having something like this jammer layered in a position where it can ARO someone at the same time as they try and engage a jammer, an adhesive launcher trooper, or sorry, a riot stopper trooper, that would be really nice. As it is,
Yeah.
the combination with Highlanders, that's a really good use of the points
Multi-marksman
that Julian has got because he's committed to
provides
Beta
it.
Troopers and he's committed to an Epsilon. And to be fair, the
Yeah.
Epsilon has totally
Beta
paid for
Trooper.
itself.
So
Like,
they're on the ladder.
this was an
One-
ideal
ladder,
engagement
yeah,
in the sense of
behind,
Julian lucked the
'cause I
fuck
think the
out, winning
ladder
2
is
1 dice on 1 dice rolls.
3 inches
But they
tall,
were
so
each
you
favorable
get
1 dice on 1 dice
3
rolls.
on
It
there, and
was
then
a 13
the
versus a
hack will be
9
just at the bottom
and
of the
a
ladder.
13 versus a 9, I think.
So what would your lovely camo marker like to do?
Alright, so
Man,
we're
I'm just
moving
gonna
in.
stay still. I'm just gonna
So firstly,
make you waste
Josh
it.
is declining to ARO with his
I would
camouflage
do the
marker.
same.
That's
So I'm
sensible.
going to try and discover you. Now I get my +3 bonus for a link team.
Hector's
Sounds good.
Hector's moving in on this impersonation marker.
-6 for you being
He's going to need a 15.
Very sneaky friend of accounting, Bob from accounting.
Yep.
Which means I will be on a +3 for range, -6. So I'm on a straight willpower 15 roll.
Sounds good, mate. Let's go for it.
That'll do it.
Okay.
That will do it.
So the Fade is going to have to ARO
Next
the next
order.
time Hector activates because it
Gonna
can't
spend
fail
on
to
him.
discover.
And his first short skill will be to discover.
Mm-hmm.
So the right play here, I mean, it really depends what the
It's
Fade
gonna be
is,
discover shoot.
but it's
Yeah,
going to have
yeah.
to do something.
And you're pretty much gonna an instant discover.
No, he's going to insta give you with his
Yeah.
his plasma carbine as well.
Yes.
I think the right play is
I
probably to
am
smoke dodge.
going
Does Hector have a
to-
nanopulsar?
I
Like, of course he does,
guess.
right?
Just
Yeah, he does.
template. Try and get a play on me. It's a. I mean, look, you can go for the. I try not to discover, but I'm discovering you at a 19.
Yeah. No,
Julian
no,
is doing
I
math
know you're
incorrectly there.
definitely
Julian is discovering on a
discover.
21.
Yeah.
So it's just whether or not I want to throw a smoke and try and dodge it,
Yeah.
or if I want to just put a wound on you. So
So
either way, I'm
He'll
revealing.
be shooting
Yep,
on.
it's a 27
just so
point
you
for
know,
day.
So you know all the numbers. He'll be
Yeah.
shooting on a 20. A 19s as well.
Yeah. How many shots with the carbine?
It would be 4, not because it's not a carbine. It's a.
Oh,
it's not the
really?
Spitfire model as well.
Eight.
It's plasma.
Evening, lads. What's the password, Sarah?
Oh,
Glance.
okay. Shut up,
Last
Val.
334, Val.
Thanks, man.
Oh, jeez, this guy.
This guy.
So I have
So
I
it
have
would be
people
burst
not
or
muted,
plasma
but
rifle.
much
So
lower
Yeah.
voice in the
potentially
chat so
take
that
8
you can hear me
lovely
talk over
saves.
them.
Fun
That
times.
does not account, obviously, for people
yeah,
just randomly jumping in.
am
And Val was on 100%
one
volume.
wound. Is it
Hi,
worth
Val.
it?
Val is a lovely guy from
Is it
Melbourne.
really worth
Really,
it?
really nice. I played him round 1
Yeah.
at CanCon the last time
I
CanCon
am
ran.
going to
He ran
throw a
an
smoke.
Invincible Army, sorry, an
Yep,
Imperial
that
Service
is
Army list that
totally
had a
fair.
number of surprises in it that I really
I
enjoyed.
could absolutely fluff my rolls.
Exactly, and I could get a half decent roll.
Okay, so I
and-
think what's happening here
So
is
you'll
that the
be
Fade
on
is
a
laying
he's
down.
on
Oh, it's just
15, so
Fade
you'll
is
be
laying a
on
smoke
a
template.
15 versus
This gives it the best
five
chance of
on
survival.
19s.
It's got 1 dice
Yep,
on a
sounds good.
15 against Julian's
it,
4 dice
love
on 19s, but if he
I'm
succeeds,
rolling
he
my dice
succeeds.
now.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Just
the
a
Fade
14
has
for
to
me, so just
pass
2
1
saves, so
armor and 1
one
BTS
BTS
roll,
save and 1
damage
armor save.
14.
So we'll go the armor save
Yep, so got to get a 13. Oh,
Yep.
loves it. And BTS.
and BTS save
So got to get a 14 for that because he's 0. Oh,
14.
tanks it.
Okay, so Julian has made a
Fade for
mistake here.
days.
Lefade, yep, exactly.
Julian has used the impact template mode of the plasma weapon. Actually, maybe I've made a mistake. What's plasma? Does
What
plasma
would you
have a
like
hit
to do
mode?
now?
I'm going to spend an order on him, and he's going to move. I'm just going to measure it from him before I unlock him. He's going to move 4 inches.
Okay,
to
so I'm not crazy. Julian has asked his
Yeah.
opponent to pass armor and BTS rolls against damage 13.
Oh,
This is categorically an
I
error
reckon I could
because
no, I don't know.
the
I don't think
Fade
that's. I'm betting
the
on
Fade does
it.
not have
No,
cover,
I'm
so
gonna
there is no
throw smoke
reason
again.
to. Also, okay,
I've
so there are
committed-
2
I've
errors that are
committed
being
to
made
it,
here.
And yeah,
The first error is that Julian has elected to
So I'll just unlock him
fire a
and remove
blast
him.
mode rather than a hit
Yeah.
mode, even though there is no reason to fire the blast mode. He's just assumed that he needs armor, that he's damaged in
There we
13
go.
BTS,
Alright,
armor
so
and
you're
BTS
hitting me on
saves, when in
19s,
fact
I'm
he
hitting you
could have
on
rolled damage
15s.
14 and killed the
Yeah,
Fade.
I'm just trying
The
to-
second mistake that has
Yep,
been made
there we
is
go.
that Josh
Come
didn't
on, some
guts
nice
with the
rolls this
Fade.
time would be great
Now
for
she
you,
is a
yes.
religious
No, of
troop,
course I rolled
but
20
she's
on
whip
them.
15.
Oh,
Yes,
There
that's
is
that's
no
safe.
reason why the
Yeah.
Fade could
We
not
get
have
3
jumped through this
upsets.
window and taken cover. And I think,
Oh,
honestly,
geez,
even with this
unconscious.
location, Julian would have
Yeah.
struggled to get line of
Nice.
fire.
easy,
And if we look at this
dead.
roll,
You know what, though,
14,
he
15,
passes
18,
3 out of-
20,
6, so it's not
Only
bad.
2 of those hits
Yeah.
would have hit, and we look at these armor
Alright.
rolls, that could have made
So
the
I'm gonna
difference.
spend an order on these guys.
But if Julian had remembered that his weapon is damage 14, not 13, that would have made the difference.
Hector is going to
In Infinity as
He's
D&D,
gonna move,
math
but
is
I
a
just need to
superpower.
figure out
Remember
what
how
to do.
these little optimizations, like
So,
seriously, very
the
small
multi-master
optimizations.
rifle,
What do you need to do there? Remember that your
gonna
weapon
chuck
has
them
2
all over
modes,
the
and
board.
one of them does 1 more
So,
damage. Pick the one that does 1 more damage
let's
when your
go.
opponent's not
This
in
is gonna be
cover.
problem with Link Teams. The multi-master rifle, he's
So
gonna come up.
the turn has cost Julian 1 more order than it needed
He's
to,
gonna pop
but I
up.
suspect that
I
what
think
we've
at
got
the
here
moment,
is a
if I
pretty
come up
okay
to view, the only
situation.
thing I can see is this camo
The
marker.
multi-marksman Psychop is moving up to see
And
his camouflage marker.
Yara Haddad.
Julian has forgotten that Haddad is...
Actually, I can't even see the Yara Haddad. I
I'm
don't
sure
think.
she's meant to be
The
prone,
crate-
but even if she's not, there's like a
crate is
million
blocking.
crates in the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not line of
With
fire.
crates and- no.
I will see that camo marker though.
So look,
so
it
he's
looks
gonna come
like
up to
Julian
there,
is
he's gonna
occupying this
move
zone and this zone here. As he is, if he
4
does
inches
nothing else, he'll be
I
occupying those
completely
slots,
misplayed
and he'll have
this
taken
gameplay,
3 models
but
from his
we'll
opponent and
play
lost
ahead
nothing
with
himself.
that. Like,
You can put him. You can put
In
him
terms
right
of
here.
tactical
meant to
position
be
right
prone,
now,
I just completely
all
spaced out on
Julian
that.
is
Okay,
down
right.
is
If
the
you say
hollow
no, that's
echo
fine.
and 1 weapon on
that's
1
right,
use
put
of
it
his
right.
jammer. Okay, yeah, and here we go. So this was supposed to be a prone
If I
camouflage
don't have to get
marker,
into a gunfight, I'd
which
like not to.
honestly suggests to me that it is probably more likely to be...
Okay,
I actually have no
so
idea. This could still be a Hawa sniper. If you wanted to stand up and go active with a Hawa
Yeah,
sniper,
that's all
this
good
would be a fine place for it. If you wanted to just crawl forward with a Farzen mine layer and maybe shoot some things like on the ground floor of this building, that would be a fine place for it. It's just about on the 24-inch line, so it really can't be much further forward.
She's gonna obviously come up.
I have tried
and she's
taking
gonna move.
active shots with a Hawa sniper, and
Actually, nothing can
ballistic
see, so
skill
it doesn't
11
matter if
sucks
I have him
ass.
standing.
It's shit.
So
But you know,
he's
like
gonna
maybe
do
if you
is
get someone
gonna
out of cover.
move.
And I've taken some reactive shots with a Hawa sniper, and
Mhm.
it's fine for killing
Because I
Varangian
don't-
guards, basically,
don't
and then it
think
will
if
die.
I'm up
But
here,
if you get
I'm
like
gonna
a
be in
kill,
your zone.
and the mine is useful, and your opponent wastes a few
No, I
orders,
don't think so.
there's not the worst
So
use
I'm
of
better
23
off
points in the
just
midfield.
trying to
It's
dominate
worse than Dalami,
my
but you
one
run out of
zone.
combat sleep slots,
And then
combat
I'm
group
not gonna
slots
score
for
any
Dalami.
points, which does suck a little bit.
Alright,
And
so it
either
looks like
I
Julian is just, he's building a fort kick-ass here. This is a nice position. In fact, this is a very nice position. Unless there's something very tasty that's going to happen, the biggest threat to this link is a jammer running up, and like there's a tin bot here. Firewalls work against jammers. One of the many nerfs that jammers took in N4. Any one of which would be justified, but by God, I wish they hadn't layered all of them on top of each other. But it's fine. I get to use my Emerat mutts instead of my jammer mutts, and my Dalami instead of my Emerat mutts.
Oh, there he is. Oh, sorry, the beta trooper.
So
the beta
this
trooper is
this
being
squad
two
is
behind,
just setting
give or
up.
take.
We're gonna have
So
probably the
he's gonna
beta
get a
trooper
forward
like
movement when he comes to the top.
watching something. Oh no, he's climbing up. That's cool. So there's going to be a Psychop hacker here.
So
I
he's just
almost
gonna come
think
up
Julian might want to get everyone up onto
and
the top
move
floor, right? Like
just to here
build a
behind Hector.
build a set of guns.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
just
then
make a fort kick-ass.
guy
The
on
only
the
way
bottom
up is
will
this
be
ladder.
3 inches behind.
The biggest threat is like
So he's just going to come up
shots
and
from
move
high
an inch up.
ground plunging into the building,
will end
and
him
you've
up.
already killed the nadir.
Right here, which is exactly where I want him
Yep.
to be.
Okay.
So only 2
Any
orders left for
arrows?
Julian. Let's just watch this play out,
No,
and
no,
then
no.
Okay.
we'll count
so
some scores.
This guy with the next skill, he's just going to end up prone. He's going to end up prone as well. And he's facing. I'll just do his facing because his facing is meant to be like this.
Now would be an ideal time to
Mhm.
speed the video up to
So
1.25
basically,
speed.
bunked up in the building, come and get me.
Yeah, pretty much. Hector will move 1 inch, 0.2 to there, 2.8 to there, just facing forwards. The beta trooper will just move.
Yep. Okay. So
3 inches
Julian
over
has
here.
built Fort Kick-Ass here, and in particular, this is extremely solid. This is almost something that Josh might have considered, having the Fide here, so that she's got cover relative to this this elevation point. Now I think where he placed it was correct because there are rooftop assets, right, that are coming down, and she
So at the moment,
actually
I'll have
probably isn't visible.
one zone,
If she'd
so
been like
I'm
where
spending
Hector
an order
was
on them.
prone, I don't think she's visible to this
what I'm
rooftop.
gonna do is Pavard
But I
is just
respect the
gonna
caution. I respect
unlock
not
herself,
wanting to have
jump over
something
here,
deployed here,
so she
right?
gets into
Reserve
the
dropped
zone
there and just come after her.
Yep.
and end up prone.
So we've got Fort
And
Kick-Ass
then I've got both of my
being
zones,
built
which will
here.
be good.
Looks like Julian will
Mhm.
spend his last couple of orders to do this.
Beta trooper, he's just gonna go get out of there because he doesn't really want to be up the front.
It's a pretty chill look.
Frankly,
at this point,
prone at the end of it.
Yara Haddad
Yeah, sounds good.
and the Asawira are both relevant guns, but there's a bit of an argument to be made for actually putting models out on Overwatch.
And then Hector's just
Mimetism, Plasma.
As well.
Okay, so they're proning up.
The Link team
That's fair.
and all of this will be the multi.
This is conservative. This is just like
Yep.
essential assets kept safe.
Hector's standing up.
He's going to prone as well at the end of it.
Yeah, cool.
The existential threat
So
now
everyone's prone,
actually is the
hiding up
Asawira,
there,
because this is a
cowering.
KHD Psychop.
One more order left.
And that's not actually clear from the label, so I hope Josh is aware of that.
I've got all
This
my zones,
Asawira
I haven't got all of-
could
I think the best thing to do is just
run out here,
conserve-
run around here,
conserve
I
things,
agree.
so
run up
I'm
this
just gonna
ladder,
move him back
and just start
4
stabbing
inches to
people
here and end up prone.
until he gets, what,
Yep.
zappered by Pravati?
That is my turn, sir.
Does Pravati have a zapper?
A
Well,
very,
No,
very
she doesn't. She has a
conservative
flash
turn,
pulse,
but
though.
a very lucky turn
Uh,
that I got rid of 3 very deadly pieces.
yes,
But
you
yeah,
did.
the Asawira could make a
Yes.
mess here.
All right. I'm going to spend a command token and move
Mhm.
my doctor into group 1.
Let's have a look at the order counts, because like
Okay.
my take on
and
how this
so
turn should
token,
proceed
to
is super heavily dependent
yeah,
on
something along
what
those lines.
resources Josh has, because there are attacks that can be made
Right.
here that are more or less order intensive.
I
And there's a major. There's actually this
that
is something you
is
see very
there.
rarely. Julian's
This is looking
defensive
out
position,
there.
I think, is better now than it was
This guy
at the conclusion of his deployment phase. This is intensely
scoring
difficult to
wise, I
attack.
think we
There
both
are
scored.
things that Josh could do to break into this, but the turn one attack options he had were just like Libertos runs to here, Zulekia runs to here,
No,
it's
there's no
Ghazi
no
runs to
point.
here.
there's no
All of
point
these
to
attack
it.
options that he
Insane.
had, they are not going to work
So we both
against
are on
this link.
0 still.
It's much better spread
Excellent.
out. Julian can triage damage by like trading in
This
attacks.
guy is going to activate.
Okay.
Yep.
I haven't seen the
He's
order
just
count,
gonna
but it
move
looks like we're taking
4 inches
impetuous
or so.
orders. Just Ghazi's running towards deployment
4
zones.
inches
Just
or so.
Ghazi's doing Ghazi
Okay.
things.
That's the Ghazi. Yep.
Yeah, the Ghazi. And then where can your Epsilon see?
Oh shit,
Wait.
he's still standing. Anyway, that's right. I probably should have put him prone. That's all good.
Ghazi's going to just.
The other thing to
That's
note is
your
that the same play that was
Sorry,
open to Josh
the
last
moment
turn,
you come
where he
through that
just
door,
tries to
I'll
spam
see.
Oblivions against Hector, is still open
Ah,
this
yes.
turn,
You
but
can go
the
through
Psychop is in the way now.
Yeah,
Before,
he's
Hector
gonna
was
go
in front of the
this way.
Psychop KHD. Now the Psychop KHD is in front of the Buried. And actually, I think when I was doing math
so that's-
before,
he's
saying that this was
impetuous.
not too badly
I believe
favored
if
for the
these guys
Buried,
use their
I forgot
impetuous,
that
you're
the
just gonna get
Psychop is in
gunned
a
down
link
by
team with
this
a
thing over here.
Yeah, that would
was
be
in the
great.
link team with a firewall.
Alright, so they're gonna.
That
use
actually
their
makes
impetuous.
this like
Yep.
So I'm just gonna.
it's 2 dice
Doing my thing,
11s
I
to 1
have
dice
7 orders
13s.
in
That
group
is favored for the
1.
Buried. There's a good chance he could catch the Psychop with an Oblivion,
and I've
kick it out of the
got
link,
just
turn off
the
attacking
2
device. But
irregulars in group 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
it's not
Because
ideal.
it was a doctor and the Lasik.
Yeah, and you move.
Alright, so he's coordinating, he's consolidating
Done
combat
up the
groups.
sync
Looks
of
like he
the-
has 7
the
orders in
doctor.
group 1 and then just some irregular
Yeah.
Matalia in group 2. I think
Yeah,
that
I do
means
need
that
to
Zulekia
get
and the
some
Libertos are in
points.
group
I'm
1.
gonna spend order on the doctor. Oh, do I want to? I don't want to be aggressive. No, I want to get at least 1 objective point.
Okay, so what he's doing here is he's just moving up to press a button.
So he's just gonna move to there.
This is, given that the
any
score is
errors
presently
to that?
0-all, this is not the worst.
No, you are.
Although, if he were going to do this again, like what could we have done last turn? There's a button in here. You get a
Yeah,
bonus
so
for
move to
pressing
that.
them with hackers.
Cool.
The
I'm
peeler's
gonna-
line of fire.
Mhm.
I am not 100%
Yeah,
that doorway
touch
was
the
safe
console.
actually. There was smoke
Yep.
here, but
And then try and
you had to
make
have
it
cautious moved at some point.
Hell yeah.
Although you could have like run around here. If the
Oh,
entire
no.
first turn
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
of
good.
7
Yeah,
orders
I
had
was
been
like-
move,
Mate, as an opponent, there is no worse feeling
Move
than
pitcher.
watching someone roll like terrible on their objectives.
right,
Like,
and he
doesn't-
moved too far
doesn't
forward
make
to
me
throw that
feel
pitcher
good
down.
at
He
all.
I think he could easily have done it from like
When I see it, I'm like,
back here.
okay, that shouldn't have happened.
Move back,
but
hack.
okay.
move back, hack.
I'm gonna
Move into the
spend
building,
an
hack.
order and a
Press the
command
button.
token to do a coordinated order.
Yep.
End up
Onto
I don't know, prone in this nook here.
Yasuira.
Mhm.
The Gulam Doctor.
Oh well.
Actually, no, just the Gulam Doctor, this camera marker. And
I think so we have a coordinated order happening.
Yara Haddad.
Yep.
So Julian has almost
the
proned up
bird.
entirely. It looks like everything here is
Yep.
hidden. What he's doing is
Yep,
he's
that's
defending
fair.
this access point.
So Briz is going
So
to.
there's a bit of freedom to maneuver. We also haven't seen a lieutenant order spent. I'm interested in seeing what Josh's lieutenant order is.
That was too close last time.
Okay, so yeah, Josh has figured out the mistake that he made last turn.
Special skill.
He got too close to try and land the pitcher. He spent more orders than he had to.
No, I should have put it here, maybe here, and I could have launched it from here and then left a
So
few
here's
orders.
actually another kind of mistake. Josh is saying that he could have put the pitcher here.
Orders or something like that.
That's wrong. That's categorically not the case. It would have died the exact same way that it died this turn.
So
He should have put the pitcher here and either killed the Varangian with, say, Zalekia, or used it defensively and just hacked the absolute shit out of it.
It's a really good piece.
So, let's see what happens.
Come on, pick up. Yeah, just going to move. So I'd have to.
So this is just a coordinated order. We've got some stuff moving
1.7.
forward.
1.7,
At this stage, it's not going to be enough by itself to take zones, but the weakness of Julian's army again is that
so
they're
that-
all of them mobile points,
the
with like
doctor
exception of like one Varangian here, who I think looks moved back into the position it was in.
is just going to move up to.
He's got a Tiangao in this zone. That's fine. That's probably plenty for now. These are the mobile points, and sooner or later they're going to have to fight into your defenses.
I really dislike it.
You just need the defenses to hold.
he's annoying, isn't he?
Just a little bit.
Rob and I had a game a while back, and he hated it. He could not shift it.
Julian is referring to a game in which he decided to deploy the Epsilon sniper. For anyone who heard that, Julian was looking at a game that a game we played in N3. We played Nomads versus O12, and it was a really, really lovely Varuna-looking table. Absolutely gorgeous. There were like most of the table was like 1 or 2 stories tops. There was like a water level, and then a little bit above that there was a like elevated, like jump up to, jump down to, elevation level. There was some pretty cool stuff. And then there were these big structures emerging from the water that didn't look like they were supposed to have models on them. They were like 12 inches tall. And Julian put an Epsilon sniper on one, and it was totally freaking legit. It had forward deployment in N3, and so now there was an Epsilon sniper. No, there was no way to get to it. It was like the little nook that it was sitting on was so small that he could just shuffle the Epsilon around, and there was never going to be a way a model could get into melee with it, even if it climbed 12 inches upwards. I didn't have Uber 4 Commando in any case. I could have like climbing plus to Morlock, but it wouldn't physically be able to get its base into melee. And he just shifted the Epsilon around every turn, getting lines of fire to where he wanted. Always avoiding the Kreezer Borak, always engaging. It's very frustrating. It's very good Epsilon.
With the Epsilon?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a face-to-face roll that's coming here.
I'll hold.
Interesting. Epsilon is choosing. So it looks like there's been a coordinated order. The Asawira has moved up, and he's actually moving. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, okay, Josh, that's not how you should do that. You're moving, that's fine. If you're going to do that and you want to fight the Epsilon, because this is like a Farzan mine layer, cut to this wall here, out of the Epsilon's line of fire, so you can slide up and be in cover the entire way and shotgun him from cover. Right now, you ain't in cover, and you've given the Epsilon his best chance of winning a face-to-face roll here. Mind you, you'll probably just surprise template him, so like, doesn't actually make a huge difference, but you're increasing his ease of killing you on the rejoinder.
Alright, but I'm going to spend another order to another another coordinated order because I need to.
Yep.
Get into
I like these
position
assets moving forward. This is solid.
Alright.
He's got the Asawira up.
I'm going to use the same. I'm going to use Cannon Marker, Asawira, Barid, and I'll use Yara again.
Yep, so this is just moving models forward.
I can't really move the doctor at the moment. If I move that, because he'll get snapped by the.
That's fair. That's fair.
Actually, no, because I'll force your ARO first. So I'm going to move the doctor.
Actually, hang on. Before you do that with the doctor, the Epsilon won't be able to see that. You've got not got enough movement to move into line of fire.
I'm just looking at line of fires here.
But for my second move,
this is a prone marker. I assume this beta trooper is prone.
But I'll still get an ARO against him first.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what's happening: is this is cool actually. So there's the coordinated order of these pieces. It looks like I wouldn't be surprised if the Asawira is the leader.
So
it moves up to there.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. And the Asawira is gonna.
Okay, so what we're seeing instead, and I do not dislike this.
Wait,
Oh, hang on, okay.
Sorry. Oh, shit.
I'm actually not sure what's going on now.
we'll definitely
So what
see
could
when
be
we get
done
to that.
is you coordinate these 4 pieces
down.
with the camouflage
Yeah.
marker first, being the only model on the
Oh,
first
there
short
you
skill
go.
that moves into line of fire of the Epsilon, so that the Epsilon holds its camouflage marker, and then everything else on its second short
Did you
skill can
flip the order
move
for this one? 'Cause I think
wherever
you
it
had four
wants,
at
because the
start,
camouflage
didn't you?
marker then just
No,
doesn't
so I did not.
attack
Yeah,
and
no,
reveal
that's
itself. So
Sorry about that.
that's actually a pretty niche way
That's
of
right.
getting this Doctor
I do it all
across
the
this
time.
gap that the Epsilon
I'm
can
the
see,
worst at it.
with 1 command token and 3 orders
Nah.
left in the bank. I do not dislike this at all.
Red is moving to that.
I think this would be a really
Changes.
good play if the first turn had seen any damage whatsoever done to the Starmada
Can you
army.
see me here? Where I am?
Oh, be careful of that buried.
Nudge him back a bit, just about half an inch.
So there's an Epsilon
This way?
drawing a line
Perfect.
down here. There we go, that's fine.
Oh, no, I can just go over my dudes. I'm just going to go into here.
Good communication between players here.
That makes it 1.
Josh has told Julian what it is he's trying to do. Julian is helping Josh work with that, which is how it should be done.
Cool. Any arrows?
Well, the only one that's going to get anything is the Epsilon, and he.
So the Epsilon is held, which means that Josh is good to
well,
sort of
he got that
continue
guy
his
there. Who
movements
hasn't
here.
moved. Then he was in it, wasn't he?
No, he moved. Sorry, and yeah, he moved.
I'll just hold with the Epsilon.
Okay, cool.
So second short skill here should presumably be move.
I am.
Josh is
going
trying to get this Doctor.
So,
I'm not sure where exactly,
that,
but he's
if
trying
I
to get
move
her
into line of
somewhere.
fire now, what happens there? Because you have held.
We may have a rules question here.
Arrow.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. My brain's a bit foggy.
Gentlemen, would you like an answer?
Yes, Rob, please.
So assuming it's consistent with N3, and to my knowledge nothing has changed, because the Epsilon has declared a hold against this camouflage marker, that is now that's a locked-in ARO. If the camouflage marker reveals itself, the Epsilon gets to ARO against the camouflage marker only. Otherwise, AROs have been generated. The Doctor could safely, for example, cross that gap.
Which makes sense with combined orders because you bait out the ARO with the non-camo marker.
Just unmuted myself briefly here. There probably was some extremely loud Discord
that whoop, whoop, noises. So you can move.
Yeah, that's right.
Which would be smart.
Yeah. I need to cross
some lovely 3D models here. This has been a project that Vol SC has been undertaking. And in conjunction with Corvus Belli and some miniature painters and I like the artwork. I've gotten quite used to the 2D silhouette miniatures, but having 3D pieces in the game is pretty sweet. And these especially. Oh, damn, look at these. Look at these Cyclops. Look at these sweet ass hats. As an Australian, I'm obliged to like this kind of hat. I think it's in the Constitution.
Alright. Okay.
Alright. So there are like 3 orders left for the Haqqislam player, and again, no models have been killed. So Josh needs to land some hits this turn.
Yeah, that's it. He's just gonna hold.
Okay, tell me that's a surprise fasten, Josh.
Template me.
Yeah, I'm gonna double template you.
Hey, love it. You're a boarding shotgun. Alrighty. So I have a pistol, I think.
So here's an interesting question: does this Varangian have line of fire?
Well.
I don't think the Varangian can see the Hawa Hacker.
I am going
spicy. So this is something after all.
Do I dodge or do I nanopulse?
That's
this
up to
Epsilon,
you.
He's already earned his points back, right? He is well and truly done his due diligence.
Interesting. So I was convinced this would be a Farzan mine layer. I must have miscounted the orders. This thing is real after all.
Alrighty, so we just take
point to note, players would have been obliged to declare.
A pass.
That's a pass. I'm on.
That is a pass.
Yeah, I'm dead.
That's a dead Epsilon.
Very nice.
That's
so okay, there's some stuff to talk about here. Firstly, I obviously didn't count orders correctly. This is something that's generating an order. That's cool. I wonder what it could be. Farzan Forward Observer is the most likely. I haven't seen irregular orders that would suggest this is a Hunziker, which I think actually just categorically makes it a Farzan Forward Observer or Chain of Command. I don't like taking Farza and Chain of Command models. I instead prefer to not get my lieutenants
I
killed.
believe no
And
one can see me.
yes, I'm aware of what I just said, Rob.
No,
Like,
but
bro,
you
you
might
try. What
wanna
do you mean you
keep
just
in
don't get
mind
lieutenants
that
killed?
you
I mean,
might be
I play
lieutenant
conservatively with my lieutenants. I don't take really aggro ones. If I'm playing something like Saladin or a Buried Hacker Lieutenant, I'll deploy them very
Where's the hacker?
conservatively,
This
or I'll
one?
have like
Or this
a Ghulam or something
Okay.
deployed amongst other
fairly
Ghulams.
certain you were.
But in this case, so if this is a Farzan
Let's
Chain of
move
Command,
then.
that's
If
kind
I'm
of
here
telling
to
me
start,
this is
then
a
I'm really
Buried,
fucked.
this is an
I
Asawira
think you're
Spitfire
probably in
Hacker,
there,
which
to be
would
honest
line
with
up with the fact that
Honest
Josh
with
was
you.
not unduly
Yeah.
concerned about the jammer attempt on
I
this
probably should have picked that up with my
this
arrows.
Buried
Good
Hacker.
one.
So
Live and learn.
if this is Lieutenant,
Alright.
Exactly.
he better be
So you're
spinning
moving to
Lieutenant
there?
orders soon. Like, you need to not
Alright,
putz around
so
with this Asawira anymore.
it is 1 inch
Cash
from
in
there
this
to the
order,
actual
Josh.
where the
If you got a
thing
Chain
is,
of Command,
and
just do it.
Nah, they're not going to be
Nah.
in.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll just.
But the presence of a Hawa hacker here. Okay, so
I
this is
am
cool. So there's a couple of things that are
now
worth
gonna shoot a
discussing
picture.
here. Surprise
Excellent.
boarding shotgun.
One sec, that's a bad spot.
The
I'm gonna shoot a picture.
Epsilon just chose to oppose with a pistol rather than try to dodge,
Yeah.
which is totally reasonable because the Epsilon's
Oh,
fizz
it's
is
gonna be
like
outside of
11.
8.
Yeah, so he was if he dodged, he was dodging on an
can I-
8, whereas shooting he had a chance to kill the Hawa
I wanna
hacker.
try
Not a
and
great
get it.
chance, but 1 dice on a
So
10
this
is
guy
with a chance to then
can't
kill an
shoot it
adversary,
straight away.
particularly in this scenario.
Yeah, so it'd have to be like
Not
about
terrible.
bare minimum.
As it was, the Epsilon failed, went all the way to dead. That this is a hacker is
we'll
interesting. There's not a ton of
that's
orders
very
left.
order.
This thing
Yeah, we'll just do that.
not
All
it's
right.
not prone.
Yeah.
Sure.
Really
So
should
you'll
get
be-
it prone if you can, because that's an ideal situation for a prone hacker.
So is there
And you
minus
really
that
should get it
range for that, or is
recamouflaged,
straights?
because
We'll see.
this
Probably
model
a miss.
will kill it
We'll
all
check
the way to
on the
dead
trust you.
easily. This will
Yeah.
be. It just has to walk into zone of control, which is
Guns.
probably about here.
Oh, it's actually plus
And
3.
you will
that
be
range.
rolling 3
perfect.
dice on
Okay, yeah, cool. I played that wrong before. I should've
16s
shot
versus
fucking
1
way
dice
for-
on 11s, or 1 dice on 14s if he resets.
That's all right. Live and learn. So yeah, you get that one off then.
Looks like there's a picture that's just gone down.
What are you
I
going to do
think
with that last Orderino?
I'm gonna have to set stuff up because I'm way out of position, so I'm gonna do another.
Yep, so Josh is identifying here that this is
Yeah,
not an
another
ideal.
coordinated
These are
order.
not ideal. None of these are ideal
1,
positions. I think he has to
Hacker,
do another coordinated order. I'm not sure if he just spent the command
Asawira.
token for that. Yeah, okay, he did.
the Brid.
So a coordinated order to
And
reposition, totally fine. I am not sure what I think the best
Yeah.
positioning
gonna
here
move.
would be, but I think there would be some
Yeah.
good positioning. Oh, that's not going to do it, Josh. That doctor is not
Brid's
getting
gonna
anywhere
move
safe
as
with
well.
this. She is not making it to this door. She should probably have run back in here.
Asawira is going to.
He'll come into the building. That's fine.
You're locked.
This Buried ends up prone. I think they're using this
the
as a
Hawa's
picture
gonna
because
get prone.
they pulled the only picture out of the out of here and then deleted it afterwards. Okay, so the Asawira is getting into there. That's good.
It's gonna go into here.
It's points in a zone. It's not enough points in a zone, but it's points in a zone.
Brid's moved, and I believe that's it. Next one. Doctor's gonna keep running it.
Yeah, yeah. She was never going to make that. What a way can put her.
Where can it get to?
To be perfectly honest, it would not be the worst thing in the world to have her
Sort
here.
of being cover.
She's got a shotgun, and she's cheaper than a Psychop,
Nowhere.
I'm pretty sure. Let's check that.
Unless it's like.
Yeah, it would genuinely not be the worst
Yeah.
thing in the world to just stick her here,
All right. This is the
where
best
she
you're
can
gonna
see
get,
these
Doctor.
windows, so that if the Psychops stand up, she just
I
shotguns them.
thought I could make it a little bit further in.
Now, what would actually happen in that situation is that Hector would move around to here, and move around to here,
Brid.
and then it would kill her,
It's just gonna
but
be
at least
prone.
it's like
Move into
making
that.
life awkward.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I've still
Uh,
got.
And it also actually really helps because
Yeah,
the
you
the
can't-
Psychops are going to want to activate and
I've got 2
kill
more
things
regular
with
orders.
KHDs.
Okay, cool.
So 3 regulars. that I'm
So
gonna
just a
try
bit of
and-
there's triage happening now.
on
There's
the,
just like
The running
again,
guys.
this is
Yeah.
never an ideal location to end a unit.
Yeah.
It's manageable. Like Yarrow, I don't think she's going to die. If a pain train ends up stomping up here, she'll at least get some chances to dodge to make it into full
Yeah,
cover.
it's just gonna-
Matalia just setting up. Yeah, so the Matalia can really make this a no enter zone. And Emarat here looking to see
Yeah.
like stuff in this space, and then if
I'm
things are
gonna run
moving
this way.
around, I think the best position for the Emerat would actually be here. Yeah, no, he's identified that. Because you don't want to be seen,
yeah, that should do
the
it.
models just
And
gunfiring
then
into
I'll
the
move-
building, but you really want to be able to see anyone who would
Sorry if I'm
move
playing
through
slow.
this area. Yeah, this is ideal. This is really good. So if like Hector and, well, maybe slightly too far there, you could potentially be shot from a bad
Cover this
angle.
bit.
But he's looking to see here. He's looking to cover the Asawira, so that anything that comes
And this
through
guy
here
doesn't
gets
do
Emerated.
anything.
That's really good.
Zalikia is going to push this way because she needs to.
Something to note, Zalikia did not take her Impetuous Order this turn, and I
Yeah.
don't think there was anything preventing
fair
her
enough.
from doing it. Nope, I'm wrong. There's a total reaction bot that was watching where she would go.
And then she is. Sorry.
So it's just positioning her. There's really nowhere, like,
And
I actually would be
6.
surprised if Zalikia
Mhm.
was the target of an attack in the next turn. She might be,
Cool.
and
Not
she will
touching
be
the
if he,
wall.
like, gives
So,
Julian a plasma shot on her, but
shoot through it.
she's not a target opportunity.
All right, cool. You're up.
Okay, so
Alrighty, so I've still got 11 Orderinos.
Julian has lost only one model,
Yes, you do.
which is too few models.
First things first.
But
I'm
this is a
gonna
good picture.
spend an Impetuous Order on this guy. And he's just going to move 4 to there.
Yep.
And then he's going to move 4.
So again, this is the same as before. Julian is
to
using
here.
Impetuous to set up
Yep.
good arrows. This Bereed might not be
If
standing.
you're in
Might not be
range, I'm
prone.
gonna try and spotlight you.
Yep, fair enough.
No, I
just
believe
out.
it just out. Yep.
I really hope
I'm gonna
that Bereed
spend a
is
regular
prone.
order on him. And he is going to move. Outside of the Brid, what other hackers do you have on the table?
You know I've got the.
Oh,
Hellhour as well.
yeah, Hellhour. Yeah, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move 4 inches just to there.
Yep.
And on the way through, I'm going to try and pump some holes into this thing.
Yeah. Sorry, I did say
Um,
that was prone.
Yeah, no, I remember you saying that. So we're outside of 8.
Yep.
I will be on tent because I'm a terrible shooter. 2 hits is good enough, though, I hope.
Yep. So obviously, yep, 2 hits is good enough.
So here's another
You
thing.
gonna
It
try
would
and
not have
spotlight?
changed anything about this
Yeah,
face-to-face roll. but
does that arrow get counted?
shoot your
Does
pitches
that,
down in cover, right? Like
mention
that
it
pitcher could have
outside of
been
8 or no?
wedged all the way
No,
in
no,
here,
no, because that was the first
and
order,
it would have
was
gotten
4
cover
orders,
from the
it's second
Highlander.
order, so
No
you get
reason
to
not
go
to
for
do
the
that. And
spotlight
if that had been the
anytime.
case, actually Julian would only have hit once.
Yes, sir.
He would have been forced to chain
Spending an
rifle
order on
instead of
him
submachine
again.
gunning, and I'm not even sure he had range to chain rifle, although he probably does.
He's going to move. Actually, better off just doing this.
Yep.
4 inches there to see the Berid. What does the Berid want to do?
Things look bad for our hero.
I am going to shoot you with my pistol.
Pistol? Cool.
Not a bad choice. This will be a chain
I
rifle.
am going to...
And probably a
And
berserk in
let's
a subsequent
fire
order.
I should be hitting you on an 18.
I don't think I get anything special from the chain. Yeah, I'm just going to chain rifle you.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to hit you, shoot you.
Yep,
Hits.
that's a hit. Get 1
This
save.
is a save. But no, he's
Ah.
unconscious.
And I'm unconscious. I go dogged. Cool.
Oh, the fun stuff.
So now here's an interesting thing. I
Yeah,
think the
this
ranking
is
has
very
just gone
true.
dogged. There is really no reason not to at least spam it
Alright,
forward
I'm
and do
gonna
something.
Spend another order on him.
If it moves 4 inches through to
He's
here,
gonna-
it'll probably, I mean, there's a good chance it could detonate this mine, and
Pole
it can
vault
see the
through
Gulam
window 4
Doctor.
inches to see the
Yeah, there we
back
go.
bum of your doctor there.
So this is
Yeah,
exactly
if
the kind of
you're
thing that
within
Julian
8,
is really
so
good at
dodge.
doing. This is a
Yeah,
like
I would say you
12-point
probably are
model.
within 8.
Um,
Oh, no, 8.8.
No. You're going to get me good.
I'm going to chain rifle you for free.
You sure you don't
Okay.
want to pump 3 shots into me for free?
Nah,
I think Josh knows the rules better than
I'll be on
Julian here.
sevens, so it's not. It's
Okay,
like, I'm just going to go for the guaranteed 1 because in my head the maths would mean I'd hit once, so that won't
Yeah.
do it.
No, it won't.
Gentlemen,
someone-
remember that she gets a dodge here for being targeted by a template attack from out of line of fire.
Ah, okay. So do you want to do your
Yeah.
dodge just to see if you would have passed that first, hey? So that'd
Yep.
be a -3 dodge, won't it?
Probably won't affect the outcome, but
Yes.
she
I
could
believe
roll
so.
a 7.
Yeah. So whatever it is. That's an interesting rule.
So
That
it
one.
goes down anyway. Yeah.
That's a an interesting rule, hey, that you get to dodge from a template. I like that.
That rule kind of
That means
exists. That
that
rule has been in the game for a very long
interestingly
time.
thinking
It's a little
about it,
strange
I
that
probably
Julian sort of
would've
had
gone
forgotten
for the
about it.
shots.
That was the rule that stops you from just getting
Mm.
killed by missile launchers for free forever.
Interesting. Okay, I'm on a bit of a roll here with this Varangian and his Doggett, so going to spend another order.
I think in Julian's shoes,
Yeah.
I would spend one more order with this
And
Varangian
I'm
and
gonna
just,
move
like... it's also interesting to note no jammer
not to
attempts.
see the
That actually would have been
just
an
yet.
ideal jammer roll because
3.5 to that.
it's a dogged model. So, like, if you jam a dogged model, that's it. It's not doing anything else. It just dies
And
peacefully at the end of turn.
I'm just going to leave him there. Spend another order, and I'm gonna come out to see these two guys over here.
Yep.
Okay, tell me this is a
What would they
mine.
like to do?
There we go.
Mine.
What a
Cool.
surprise.
And then obviously what would she like to do?
So there's a few
Well,
other things here that
dogged,
have been sort of like missed,
uh,
right? So firstly,
Motorbike
Keep in mind,
strength,
Zulekia could have been
dodge is
dodging
not
this
good
entire
because you're on
time
fire.
and getting the hell
No,
away
I don't
from the
believe that's
Varangian that
thing
might kill
anymore,
her.
is it?
Oh, okay.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Rob.
What was the question, guys?
Do you
Motorbike.
get dodge
and
bad, dodge good?
Motorbikes have no penalty to dodge.
Hey, so you still fizz 13.
I'm going to dodge.
Okay.
So she could have been getting reactive turn dodges. She could have been getting away from this thing for a fair
Go
while.
for it.
There
So we
also
throw on
absolutely
13
should have been a
versus your one on
jammer
13.
roll or
Yep.
two against this Varangian.
Well,
There's
I'll
nothing
tell you
else
shit.
around
Would've
here that this Matalia is going to
I
jam.
didn't. So I got a 7, 8, and a 20.
Okay,
Cool.
and
So
she's
I'm
gotten clear.
Dodge. Okay, so she's got.
So this is a fine
dodge
outcome
plus
as it
2
happens.
inches.
Like, if
so
this
I'm gonna go
Varangian dies
1
on this
choose
order,
this
that's
way.
actually kind of like the best possible outcome
And we're gonna
because
take a
Julian has
save
spent one more
from a
order
mine.
than he needed to on this
Yes.
situation. If the Varangian doesn't die,
Nah, that won't do it.
what is the
They're
Varangian's
not
armor?
armor 2. Alrighty, so that's 6 orders
Right,
left.
okay, Julian has made a mistake, but I'm going to stop interjecting at this stage.
6
At
order
12 on the
orders
dice
left.
with an armor 2 model is a
So your
success against a
Azawira
mine.
was, like, right in my
But
grill
as a
over here.
in order to avoid intervening any further,
Yeah,
that
it's still here.
Varangian was totally fine.
Yeah,
That was
but
not an
all I
armor
have
piercing
to do is
mine,
just
assuming this is a
shift
Libertos,
team
which it
over,
has to be.
and then
That was a shock mine.
right on them.
That
You've got
Varangian is
that
fine
hacker
and could have come around
man.
this corner and just chain rifled everything.
It's going to be a pain.
So, small mistakes.
currently in
I
this zone,
don't
you've
think
got
it's going to massively
her
impact Julian's ability to play
not.
this game, but it does look right now like this is kind of playing
gonna
for a
struggle
draw a
to
little
get
bit.
zones
Julian
again.
needs to move something expensive here.
Um,
Frankly, he could spend like 4 orders and just move the Tiangao, and that would do the trick.
hmm. Thing is, I can move the hacker out first, so that the hacker
Someone has
can at least try
posted
and get a hack off on your
a picture
audio
of a
shotgun.
Steven Garcia piece of
Yep.
artwork in
Alright,
in
let's do
Infinity
that.
Australia,
fine.
and I'm experiencing
Let's go.
existential
Yeah.
dread.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'd still get an isolator or a I'd
Yeah,
still
you
get
would.
on
Really, really
to
nice.
revitalize you. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to activate the link team. The hacker will be the link leader.
It's this like really subtle.
he's
It's
gonna
not
move
Earth Sky,
forges to
not
here.
metallic metal, but he's done
Yep.
reflections of the
Beta
armor,
Trooper's going to move
whether like golden armor.
behind him.
The
Are you
reflective
down
golden
5 now,
armor
or that's it?
is
Yeah,
itself
down to 5, yep.
being
That's perfect.
reflected by the more
Um,
reflective chrome steel.
He's going to move, because he's
It's
on
really
the ladder,
nice.
he's going to move 4 down. So he
It's
moves
really
3
nice,
down
and I'm
ends up 1
experiencing mild
away from the
anxiousness
ladder
just
at the
looking at
bottom.
it.
I'll just move him
Yep.
at the end.
Not
though.
least because I know that he
I'll
doesn't
just-
varnish his
Yeah, just check him there when we're done.
doesn't
I'll put him
varnish his
onto the
exhibition pieces, which
Mhm.
this almost certainly is.
ladder. This guy's just going to
Um,
move, like,
Which is reasonable,
Just
right?
watch
Because it's a
him
display
fill up.
piece. It's not for
Yeah,
it's not for
well,
play
he's
with,
just
but like
going to move 4.
the idea
and
of
then
that
2 down
ever
the ladder.
chipping is
So
just
Yep.
just chuck her at the
kind of
bottom.
travesty.
Just lock all of the. Oh, we don't. Yeah,
All right,
do
so
it.
what we're going to see here, I should expect, is a few orders just repositioning.
Just there.
It's going to take orders for this link to get out of the table, sorry, out of the building, which is
Just on the line.
exactly like that's the price that you pay for putting him in a really defensive position.
I know, 'cause
But it was
he goes
exactly
for
right to put him in that
skill
really
defense.
defensive position.
Any arrows?
I wouldn't be surprised to see the KHD
I
blow the
don't
brains
think I
out of
can
this
see
Hawa
really
hacker,
right.
and maybe
if
Hector
I
move
doubt
up
this
and
thing-
kill
this
some stuff
thing's
here
not
or something.
anywhere near
But
range. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just going to spend an order on them. I'm just going to nudge him forwards a little bit. I think that'll still be out to there. Pavati's just going to move So she's 2 from the bottom, so she's just going to end up at the bottom.
Yep.
This guy's going to end up just pretty much on top of Pavati, but just behind Hector. Will unlock and move 1.9 to there, 2.1 forward.
I need a screen grab of this for
The
when I'm going to put this up as a thumbnail. Hey, good picture of Hector. Not while he's in the building.
Move 2 inches forward. Oh. Just to there. Alrighty. Spend another order. The link is going to... I'm just going to lock all these guys because I'll move him first. He's just going to move straight out the window, 4 inches.
Yep.
Pavati's just going to move just to there. Yazawira, he's a
So I expect the core leader here. Yep, Psychop Hacker. Moving inside zone of control of the Hawa. This Hawa is... This Hawa could just like yeet an 11 and
4 just to there.
roll the lovely crit and break the link, but like Pavati is here, so just fix it. This is one of the strengths of this link, by the way. Pavati is exceptional.
Yep.
There is like half of a thing that makes the soft attack even a consideration, and that is the soft attack is faster.
So he's going to end up
take a look at Julian's list here. So if you've looked at like ALF stats at all,
was 2 inches, he was 1 inch.
Obviously for factions that only have Pavati, it's not an issue. But there are some factions that have access to the soft attack and kind of wish they had Pavati instead. She's more expensive, but she's also so much better.
That's what going to declare a reset, yeah.
Linkable gizmo kit, the actual gunfighting ability, the fact that she's an Akbar doctor,
my bad.
I was going to say
an engineer whip 18. She's just tremendous, and she just comes along with this link. Okay, so the Hawa has elected to reset in order to preserve its safety from the firewall. So it's rolling. Oh god! Don't roll. Alright.
Wait, hacking device does have Oblivion.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Carbonite, Spotlight, Total Control, and Oblivion.
Oblivion can kill you, can't it?
No, Oblivion is...
Okay, it looks like Josh is moving towards the right decision here, which is Oblivion. Only Oblivion will...
I'm gonna go
like,
Carboniting
won't accomplish anything.
Isolated. I just don't want you moving and being able to hack me.
Julian, that's a KHD.
Yep. So yeah, I'm going to Oblivion you, he's going to reset.
Yep. I'm going to put both Carbonites into you.
Into the hacker?
Yeah.
Julian, isn't that a KHD?
Hang on, let me check my list. Because if it's a KHD, I've goofed up and I need to rethink my list. It would be a KHD, yes. What weapon? What does a KHD get? Hang on.
Trinity and Cyber Mask.
Okay then.
All right, I'm going to Trinity.
The Trinity is a hacker killer.
Yeah.
All right.
Good one. Thanks, Rob.
All right. Let's see what I want to do. So, yeah, no, I'll Oblivion you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll be burst 3 plus 3. You're going to be minus 3 because I've got a tin bot on me.
Yep.
And then I think you get. What do you get? Do you get plus 3 for?
I'm going to figure that out.
No, there's no burst mods.
I probably shouldn't have intervened here, but firstly that was a pretty major profile error that Julian was making, and secondly I didn't want to be retroactively wrong.
7, that's good.
There's a crit. Okay,
cool.
So
I think I'm with 16. Hang on.
That's 3 BTS rolls for the Hawa hacker.
13, so it goes up to whip 16,
Hawa hacker,
so
I think, is BTS 0.
3 saves, yeah. He's down.
That is a dead Hawa hacker.
He's a dead dog.
Oh no. Gee, that could have been. I'm just laughing at how little I know about this list that I didn't even realize my own hacker was a killer hacker.
Oh.
And this is where Rob makes the comment, and Julian's realised he has a killer hacker instead of a hacker. What a moron.
And Julian's realised he has a killer
alright,
hacker
I'm gonna
rather
spend
than a
order on
hacker.
them.
What a...
Yeah.
Oh, Julian.
The hacker's just going to move 4 inches to here.
So this looks like a play for a button. Pretty
Vardy's
reasonable.
just going to move
Equalize that particular
6
score.
inches.
The
He's going to move 4.
this Tiangao is controlling this zone.
Hector is going to move 2. And the Beta Trooper is going to move. He was.
So the Link will be moving
he
forward here.
was- no, Hector
Seems
was
pretty
1 down,
likely
so
that
Hector
they're
gets
going
an
to press
extra
this
inch,
button.
And the Beta Trooper was 2.
At that
So
point,
the Beta
at that
Trooper
point,
will
this
move
becomes a
4
challenge
from here.
because you can like throw a model into this zone,
Hey, Rose, good sir.
and it might be the right idea, but like this is
Don't bother, 'cause
horrifying.
It's not a
If
hacker,
the
it's not a
Ghazi
hacker.
makes a zone of control
yeah,
dodge
yeah,
and just
yeah.
moves
Oh,
2
yeah.
inches to here.
Yeah, okay. I keep thinking, you said carbonite. I'm thinking carbonite.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll dodge. Why not?
Fair enough.
And if this guy's in range, I don't think he is. No, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see what happens here.
Alrighty.
What Julian is aiming for, I think, is to firstly to secure this console, and he's got sort of 3 orders here. He might not even be looking for
Alright, so I'm
kills.
gonna
He
spend
might
an
just be
order on
looking to have a
the
secure
rest of
position
the
here,
short skills on them.
a secure position here, and get something
The hacker's just going to move
that is enough points to
1.6 to
outweigh
there,
whatever these elements are,
1.4 to there.
which are probably about 60
Vardy's
points.
just going to move forward 2.
That's kind of a lot, right? Because there's going to be a 25-point Yara
And
Haddad,
Sarkopoulos
probably
is
like a
gonna move forward
28-something point Farzan,
Yep.
and then a 5 or 6-point Ghazi
Um,
Mutalia.
The Beta Trooper is just going to move forward 6. No, not 6.
Okay, yeah.
Jesus.
So this
2 inches.
this positioning indicates to me that Julian is going
And
to
Hector's
try
just
and
gonna move
draw
forwards
scoring for a second
4
turn
this way.
and get these consoles down.
Cool.
I don't hate it, but I'm also concerned it's not aggressive enough.
Alrighty,
It
another
does represent payoff, like all
Um,
of this movement, all of these coordinated orders that got this Asawira Spitfire forward. If this Asawira Spitfire survives, that's payoff.
kind of, it's like all guts
What
or
Hector
glory
really
sort of
needs to
thing,
do
yeah.
here, so what it
So
looks
I'm
like
gonna
Hector's going to do is move up to
have to
see the
deal with that.
Asawira. But the issue is that if this thing's
Mutt
under
there.
control dodges to see Hector, you are
Yes, you are.
really in the
I
cack.
think I can tank it, and if I do, I can always engineer myself back up. So, what I'm going to do...
Okay, so Julian has identified the fact that he can absorb an Emerite
gonna
hit
just see
thanks
where
to
4 inches
Parvati
gets
being
me.
nearby,
So
which
yeah,
I think
it'll
is
get me
that's
to
pretty
see
sensible.
you-
So we're just moving up to see the Asawira.
because we'll see each other there, I think.
Who
No, I
are
won't
you talking about?
Him. I don't think we'll see each other.
Not yet, I think. Yeah,
No,
that's not-
okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move Hector just to here.
So just doing some
Just so
positioning
I'm
here.
fairly certain he's out of range.
Another option
moving
actually is
forward.
to throw Hector to here.
I'm going to move Parvati.
The game is rapidly approaching a
just
situation
behind
where,
Hector.
especially if this Asawira dies,
I'm going to move this guy,
it
the Beta
doesn't
Trooper,
even matter if Hector is isolated. If Hector is 70
Just
points,
3.7
69,
to there.
nice. 69
Yep.
points. If Hector is
and
69
then I'm
points
gonna
in
move
this
the
zone,
multi-marksman.
then the
Actually,
only
what I'm
way
gonna
it
do, I'm
can
gonna swap.
die,
Multi-marksman's going to go here.
realistically, is if
Beta Trooper's
Zulekia
gonna go
gets
here.
smoke and Haddad
Yep.
gets within 8
and
inches
then
and just shoots him to death
Cyclops is gonna end
while
up in here.
avoiding dodges to try and
Rose
get into
good, sir.
melee. Which, frankly, is
Mm.
sketch because he can eventually like beat
I'm
her
gonna
and get out of the
dodge for
smoke.
fucking. No, I'm not going to do anything with it.
Okay.
I could pop out, but then your aim is to see him anyway.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it is
no,
almost
I'm gonna go
categorically
for
the
it,
right
that's fine.
decision to have the Matalia
Okay,
try and get
second
to here.
last order. Hector is going to yeet. Going
Alright.
forward. So I'll see you probably about here. So
The more
3.2.
I'm looking at
Oh,
this,
sorry,
the more I
so
think
this
genuinely
guy
the right play
Was gonna if
is
he's
to
in range,
aggro
he's gonna
the
go
shit out of
Alright,
this
I'll just chuck him
and
back
have
there.
Hector
Yeah,
try
chuck
and
him
get to
back,
here.
because
Because that's how you win.
No.
Now.
cool.
So that was 3.8 to there.
Yeah.
And then going to move back 0.2.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
almost
and then-
think that
Because
like
I don't
at
think
this
this
point
guy's
Julian is
backing
up on
the-
attrition enough
Nah.
that
I
he
didn't
wants
get
to
him.
like kill the
It wasn't able to get
Asawira
him just
and then
far.
just throw Hector into this zone.
Parvati's just going to stay where she
We'll
is.
see what happens.
Yep.
Beta Trooper's just going to go to here. And
Mhm.
Multi-Marksman's just going to stay where he is. In fact, no, Parvati's just going to crawl forward just a little bit.
A little bit of rudimentary repositioning here. This is all pretty solid.
Okay.
Yeah. What would What would you like to do, good sir?
Oh, I am going.
This Asawira should have cover,
to-
but we'll see if they actually play it that way. It's easy to forget this stuff
I
sometimes.
want to engage you.
It is actually correct for the Asawira
so
to
you're
dodge
gonna
here.
hit me on
19.
He's on
19s,
14s no matter what he does.
Oh,
No,
I'd
no,
say
a
you're
light
probably
shotgun.
getting cover,
We'll get him
so,
an arrow on a. That's just
16s?
okay.
16s,
Sorry,
yeah.
it's saying AP
So
rifle
not
light
a
shotgun in the
little
profile
bit, you-
stack, but it's
a little
a
bit in my
Spitfire
box.
Asawira.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Because
It's actually fine to dodge.
I will dodge.
Yep.
Yep.
You're gonna try and. Oh, you've got an Emerat.
Aha!
Yeah. I'm
Julian
dodging.
has noticed
dodging.
the weapon loadout of
Right,
this
okay.
No,
Ghazi.
this is the Emerat. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought it was a jammer. Okay,
No,
do you
no,
mind
no,
if I just change things if that's okay?
Yeah, of course, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Pavati round the corner here.
That's
I'm gonna
sensible.
trust- I'm gonna
That's
trust in-
sensible
in,
adaptation to a new piece of
in Hector.
information.
I don't think my Emerat can see you just now.
No, you can't. So it'd just be dodge -3. So I'm fairly certain. I'm hoping that he won't get the dodge off, and then I can move it back out.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah. What would you like to do?
Dodging. Yeah, that's pretty much
Yep.
it.
Okay. Cool. Hector's gonna pump all of his shots into.
Stop moving your. I'm trying to get a
Asawira.
screen grab here, you monsters.
Mhm.
So 4 shots. What's your dodge?
14.
Ugh,
Move those
14
stupid
to 16.
hands.
Let's go.
Now's my chance.
I got a 20.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
I've crit, so that's all. Jesus.
Fuck,
Okay.
I hope that wasn't recorded.
that
Probably
is,
was, hey.
5 both saves. Yeah, 5 of each.
Yeah.
Aren't you on 13?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we.
Oh,
talked
you've got
about it, it's
mimetism,
cover.
don't you? Have you got mimetism?
Asawira do not have mimetism.
No.
16s then, Val. Because I've +6.
Does
'Cause
he
I've
have
plus.
Spitfire zeros?
I'm not a Spitfire. I'm
Yeah.
yeah. It's just the wrong. I just haven't fixed the model up. Yeah, I've got the plasma rifle.
Okay, so
Alright.
I am.
So the Asawira has actually
4
got a
plus
pretty
3,
good
so I'm
chance of
7.
surviving this.
Yep.
7, rolling 5s. We'll see. What am I rolling? Cool. That's a
That'll kill
dead
him already.
Asawira.
And then he's
Ooh.
BTS.
I'm gonna pass all of these motherfuckers.
No.
BTS, what, 9?
Is he BTS 9? Is he?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. So you would have, you would have passed all of them, but you're still unconscious.
Yeah, No,
Okay.
he's dead.
I have
dead.
a dumb gotcha question for you, Julian.
Yeah.
Did you use hit mode or impact mode just now?
Templates, of course.
Okay, so would that not have hit Hector?
That is very true. I would have used not hit modes.
This concludes my dumb gotcha question.
Yeah. That's actually really funny because imagine if he didn't have like non-hit modes, he just would have he'd be like, oh shit, can't shoot anyone close range.
Ghazi fails his dodge as well.
Okay, fantastic.
So there's one
That's what
order
we like
left
to see.
here. Julian is this
got
last
one
order is
more
actually
order.
interesting because Julian needs to decide: does he throw Hector forward, knowing
I'm
that
gonna
this
go
guy's
to
going to
the
come for him,
Coward's moves here.
and
Go
position
for
the
it.
link
gonna
back safely,
spend an
or does
order
he
on
pull
Hector.
everything back?
He's
Okay,
gonna
so
move
he's
back.
being conservative here. I think this is a
Order into
mistake.
there.
There
Mhm.
is no conceivable way
The
that
Spitfire
I can think
Paratroopers
of
just
that
gonna move
the Haqqislam player
to here.
can push
Yeah.
zones on Starmada next turn.
Pavati-
The
Oh, hang on.
play
No,
that Julian
no, that
is
was
deciding
wrong.
to
That was a
make
wrong move,
here
sorry.
is literally for a minor rather than a major.
Hector's here. Hector's gonna move
Thank you, Julian.
to there. In the open.
I don't think that's far
He's
enough
gonna move
forward.
behind the crates here.
I'm sort of eyeballing off of these, but it might be just enough.
Okay.
He
With a
probably
face,
wants to be
which doesn't
like
matter which way it
here.
faces, 'cause we've got 6 cents. So he's just gonna face so you can see.
And in
him
fact,
do
here,
face sometimes.
seeing this and this, that would
Pavati's
be
just gonna
fine.
chuck in behind.
He'll probably end up with that movement there.
Here.
Okay, so Julian has identified the aggressive play, but this is a
and
time to make the aggressive
this
play.
guy's just gonna
This is
position
like
so he's gonna see
he's
Ghazi
in
as soon as he
such a
comes out, so
position.
he's just gonna end up a little
Getting
bit out this way.
emerated by
Yep,
a
cool.
Matalia, who cares? It doesn't matter. He's got 3 command tokens left. He can spend his last turn
arrows.
running Pavati into a zone.
I should say the link leader will
He's
be
secured a
behind you.
position where
I
there is
am-
almost no
Is this the first
amount
short move?
Yeah,
of
first shot move,
damage
yep.
that can
I'm
be
gonna dodge.
inflicted
Okay.
on this Starmada army that will
yeah,
that
that's
will
pretty
like
good.
there can definitely be casualties accrued,
uh,
but I do not think it is possible for the Haqqislam player at this stage
no,
to
that's it.
stop
Dodging.
there from being enough points to make a last turn play into this zone. And it's
I'm just
frankly
gonna
likely
move-
that core linked
Oh, I
Hector just
realised I
ends
already
up here
started with the link.
and
'Cause I
stays
thought it was my second half
69
move
nice
when I was
points in
doing
a
that, I didn't
zone
think.
for
Is this your last order?
that's it, the
or-
remainder of the game.
Yeah, last order. What I should have done was moved him up
Let's
to
see
here.
if there is something very
Hector onto
sneaky
there.
still in reserve for
You
the
feel,
Hassassin
you feel
player.
free to do that, man.
I don't think there is.
Because then I put Pavadi there and she'd be the link leader. Alright, so I'll do that.
Okay, bit
Move
of
him up to there.
repositioning. They're just Julian's optimizing his
Go
order.
for it.
That's fine.
Pavadi's going to end up there and be the link leader outside of line of fire. And then Hector's going to move.
And is that the
1.9.
first or second part of your shot skill?
That's the second part. So
And dodge with my Ghazi.
oh, that is a crit. Isn't
That
it?
is a crit.
Oh,
So the
Lord,
Ghazi's
he
getting
coming.
into line of fire here.
He
It
better
doesn't
do
really matter.
something.
Hector's going to be able to dodge, etc., etc.
All right.
Although this
I'm just playing for the
marksman
lols, alright.
positioning is a
We should
little
see if I
sketch.
get that forward zone now.
Yes. Okay.
So they'll probably toggle the grid, but yeah, Hector's in this zone convincingly.
Yes, I do, because
So-
Hector's worth like 70 points.
It's actually worth
Uh,
69, Julian. Nice.
I'm
I'm going to stop saying that.
So.
So yeah, Hector has this zone convincingly, Haqqislam has this zone, this Tiangao has this zone,
Yep.
and this Lake team has this
So
zone
yeah.
against the 5 or 6 point
2
Ghazi.
points. A mighty 2.
All right. What specialist do you have?
Pavadi, the killer hacker.
And the hacker.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I am going to use it an impetuous troop onto the Ghazi.
Good choice.
I'm going to walk out 4 inches
To there.
to that.
Okay, so Hector's going to shoot you. Oop, I didn't mean to cue that. Hector's going to shoot you. He's going to shoot you.
So this
Yeah,
is
I'm
this is
just gonna go right
probably
Hector.
That's fair enough.
the
Oh,
correct
it's a template
triage
weapon,
here.
isn't it?
Is
Yes.
to
Right, okay. Realizing it's a template weapon.
Do you want to do something different?
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was a shooty weapon. Hector's going to dodge. And he's going to...
probably also the correct
shoot.
choice.
So
Okay,
Hector's
so
gonna
what we've got
shoot.
here is a triage situation. This is going to
He's
be a
gonna shoot you with
4-person
the
link.
multi-marksman with shock.
The multi-marksman will probably shoot the Ghazi back
Uh,
here, firing shock
okay,
ammunition. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm dodge.
Still Emarat Heckler.
Okay,
Still Emarat
I
Hector.
will shoot you with the pistol.
Pistol?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Um,
I fear if
I'm
Yes.
he dodges,
skeptical
I've still got an
of
irregular order
that.
Yeah,
to try and then do that.
Well,
for
fair
Ghazi
enough, I
because
guess.
I'm not at the moment,
that's
so.
fair enough.
I think it maximizes the
Ghazi's
Ghazi's chance of surviving face-to-face
let's
roll. It's
do that.
2014s versus like 2019s, but still.
So I'm on 16s.
Yeah, cool. I'll be
I'm
on.
sure.
No core link. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, okay, there's a crit, so like,
I'm so sorry.
get wrecked, I guess.
Don't stress, man.
That's unfortunate.
I didn't
Psychops,
crit.
RBS 13. Yep.
All right, so that's so 3 saves.
3 saves, damage
yeah.
13, armor 1 or 0, probably 0. I should know this.
Full
Yeah.
save. Yeah.
And then Hector's dodge for whatever it's worth.
Now here's an interesting question: is it right to activate
that'll
the
pass.
Ghazi again?
I don't think he gets.
Is it
kinematic or
better
anything
left where it
fancy.
is?
I should say plus dodge on.
Yeah, I don't think he's a giant.
I almost
shit,
think
he
it's
gets
right to
+2.
not move the Ghazi.
Oh, what a
until we-
beast!
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking chase him down anyway. So the
He's just
guy's
gonna
gonna
move
chase Hector.
4 inches to there, and then face like that, so he'll see whatever comes at him.
Yeah, cool. This other Ghazi. Oh, I'm in such a rough position. Okay. Zulikia is coming around the corner.
We will play this one out
To see Hector.
to its last
Yeah.
gasp. But
Okay,
at this
keep in mind,
stage, I would
do
probably
you
recommend
just move
viewers
on?
switch to
Yeah.
1.25 speed.
Okay, well, he's
And if
gonna
I
see
start
that as
talking
well
a whole
for the
lot,
master.
Yeah.
then you know something interesting has happened. But what's going to
Oh,
happen
I
here
didn't
is
know
that
something
Zalekia is
So,
coming around the corner.
one sec. I have to move. Actually,
Also,
I'm
that's
going to
totally
do that, so I
not
have to
how
wait
Impetuous
till it gets
moves.
deployment
Yeah,
zone.
this is an
yeah,
easy
so
hang up to
you can't
make.
move that
This was an Impetuous activation.
No, that's fine.
He was moving
she will
towards
not.
Hector.
I'm gonna
You don't do
try and
that. You move
do-
towards enemy deployment zone.
Uh,
He can just not do any further.
Yeah,
He can
it's
Impetuous the Ghazi.
but this guy's gonna move up. And
I think that total
that's
reaction
right.
bot's going to shoot
Not
you,
gonna
dude.
do much, but we're going to try with a long-range pistol shot.
So I think
I
we're
love
clear
it,
of the
I love it.
impetuous phase here.
That's what Quang Shi and Gazi do
Looks
best,
like
mate,
there are
the
like
long-range
3
pistol
orders.
crits.
No, also lieutenant.
Actually, I don't think that even matters. I'm just going to move up to there.
Strictly speaking, if the
He was
Asawira
here,
had been the
wasn't he?
lieutenant, then
Okay, so I'm going to
Josh was obliged to reveal that when the Asawira left the table. All public information about a model is revealed on
You've
leaving the
got
table.
movement, Yep.
No, because you have to move in
But
full move. And
I think we can make the
yeah.
assumption that even if
Yeah,
it
no,
was
I can't
lieutenant,
see
this is
either.
chain of command.
cool. I was just making sure I was doing it properly. No, we'll just leave that. All right, so I'm going to spend an order off the table.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. So there was something else hidden.
Oh shit! Oh, it's in a hab. Okay.
This is highly
I don't
relevant.
have many orders, but
He's got like 3 orders on this thing.
What sort of nahab is it?
It's boarding shotgun, decharges.
Decharges, yep. Do they have...
It can
they've got
kill
shock
this.
immunity, no valor wound. Ooh,
I don't
okay.
think it can kill
It's a zesty one.
in 3
Do you
orders.
have any arrows to that?
I think if you're inside 8, which no, you're not. So yeah, no, you're all
She
good.
can.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
She can
actually
take this fight.
get the spot to that makes it the best for me. Not being able to be seen because this guy's seeing this way.
That's interesting.
But
should
makes it
she have been
easiest
brought
for
on
me
earlier in the
to
game?
get out. And
Frankly,
do some
probably
damage.
not. The
So
Tian Gao
I
still has a
think
jammer
You
left.
can see a line.
This positioning
You're going to be able to shoot Pavati straight in the bum.
kind of
as soon
just
as you do that.
stops.
Yes.
Julian,
The
Pavati
only
has
issue
6
is
cents.
She has 6 cents, so she can just do whatever
Thank
she
you.
wants.
Yeah, that's all good.
Thank you, Julian.
We're going to try and
You got
do
there.
some damage,
Yep.
hopefully.
Yep.
I'm going to spend an order.
I'm actually being overly critical here. These players are playing a
I
good
believe
game,
she's 6'2".
but it's sort of my job in this case as a commentator.
4-4.
Those that can do, those that can't commentate.
Yeah, 4-4. All right.
So yeah, this is a hard one to gauge. I think she's just coming out to see whatever she can see. That looks like a shotgun template that will hit both of those models in the nook there.
There. Is that cover technically? I don't think so because this bit's covering a bit of my base. But
this way, I'll shoot you when you're out of cover if you shoot me because I've got 6 cents. So the cover, it would be cover when you finished at the next. If you did another order, it would be cover.
That would be cover when that model finishes.
Yeah, so you can see me there.
Yeah.
Yep. Any arrows?
Righty. So he can see, obviously.
Yep.
This is a Hail Mary. I think it's correct to push the Nahab a little further forward, and the reason being is that she can probably assault on her next order.
I am
including the beta trooper as well.
Yeah, cool. And I'll pump 2 shots because I don't think I can see the beta trooper.
Yep.
That's gonna be at range. Pavati's got cover. I'm gonna shoot 2 shots into him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pavati obviously doesn't get to react until she's targeted.
So this is an interesting face-to-face roll. The Psychop Hacker will be 2 dice on 11s versus the Nahab 2 dice on 12s.
Alert is I don't know. Yeah, there's one of them that can.
It means they can.
Alert.
Yeah. We'll see what happens at the end. So we'll do the dodge. So the Psyop combi is Fizz 10. Ugh, okay.
Yep.
Julian's made a mistake here by dodging with him.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you'll be -3 because of my mimetism as well. So you'll be 0's -3.
Yep. So I'll be on 10s, I believe.
Yep. And I'll be on 10s as well. I've rolled a 4.
-3. No, so I'll be on 9s.
Okay.
Why is the Nahab on 9s?
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
It does not matter.
I'll figure out his dodge once I've
This is
done
noted as a
beta
BSG, although it says Red Fury, and they must be a boarding shotgun.
That is a fail. Okay.
So she's not moved into the Beta Trooper's line of fire, which is pretty reasonable, honestly.
I don't know how far he can push.
She's gonna move it with another shotgun now, but I think that's it. I think this is the game here because as much as the Nahab can be like, I'm worth some points. She's not going to kill
Actually, they're all
enough here
specialists. Operatives.
with
So the
2
the
more
Psychop
orders.
with the multi-marksman's a specialist as well, I should add.
So it's really
Okay.
just a question of what
He's just
Julian
gonna
has
move
left.
forwards. He's not gonna get to cover.
Yeah,
He's just
so a
gonna move
Nahab.
forwards 2 inches behind the beta trooper.
Parachutist specialist Nahab is 32
Okay.
points, which means that she needs to kill the beta trooper and
and
Parvati.
You missed all your attacks, so
And the
Parvati's just
Psychop.
gonna stand there like a goof.
She needs to
Goofball,
kill all
yep,
3 of
sounds
these to outweigh
All right, I'm gonna spend
the
another
remaining
order
points in the zone.
on Nahab.
But I appreciate the play.
She's coming.
Yeah, she's coming.
All right, so now they're all gonna see.
Yeah.
So
she should get a what's it called?
Don't
she
say
should be
change
with an
facing.
yeah, so she can dodge normally anyway. So
That's correct,
they're all
Julian.
just gonna dodge.
A. All right.
So Julian is taking the dodge plays here, and the reason why I
I'm
believe
just
Julian's
going
taking the dodge plays
to
here rather than triaging the
Jeff's
damage and
boarding
shooting
shotgun
back
template,
is
yeah.
that there's one more order,
All of them.
right? You
That's
don't
fair.
need to kill this Nahab.
They
You
all
just
got
need
one of them
to.
got a miss.
You just need to live with points in
Yep,
zones.
that is right.
Best case scenario,
Yeah,
they
it's,
survive.
it's
That's
It's gonna-
fantastic.
it's gonna hit all
And
three. I think you can position
Parvati
it.
makes a run in the final turn
Yeah.
towards this
That's all
this
three.
console.
So we'll start with Parvati. So she's on a 13. Passes.
Yeah, cool.
She gets to move 2
Oh
inches
yeah,
this way.
also Parvati has
Get
plus
out.
3 fizz
Get
for
the
her
fuck
dodge
out of
rolls.
there.
Like just
Mm-hmm.
Softetext. Softetext, you're
Um,
not very good anymore.
She can't be seen.
What a world.
I just want to. Oh, hang on. I've got to do the dodges after I've done everything. So I'll dodge for the beta trooper.
This is a lovely
He
paint job,
fails,
but you
so
really
he's gonna
shouldn't
take
zoom in on
2
things like
hits,
this.
And then the dodge for the other one, the psyop.
It's
he
weirdly
fails as well.
nightmarish.
So the beta
This is a
trooper's 2
genuinely good
hits.
paint job though. Whoever's
Yeah.
done this has done a wonderful job. The greens are just fantastic. But I'm doing it a
Okay, he's
disservice by
unconscious.
choosing to
Yep.
zoom this way. So it looks like
Um,
we've got a oh, looks like the beta trooper has eaten shit and died,
then
so that's
the 2
interesting.
hits on the psyop.
But with one more order.
He's dead.
Okay,
Yep.
so here's the thing.
And then I
With
get
one
to
order
Parvati's
left,
dodge. So that was 1 inch to there. She's just going to dodge an inch forward to
okay.
there.
The Nahab is not taking
Okay.
out Parvati.
That's her done.
I'm gonna spend another order onto the Nahab.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe the Nahab. This is the
Oh.
last order of the turn. Yeah, the Nahab
Uh,
cannot get to this console, and I don't even think he can get onto this Psychop.
Yeah, why not? But I don't think I can see you though.
Nah, I think you.
So that was a pretty freaking
Well
worthy
done.
effort.
This is
Actually, you
my
can
cam-
get into a
camera angle.
shotgun duel at bad
Yeah.
range with the
Yeah, so that-
Psychop.
No, I don't think you can see the psychop from there.
That's an interesting disagreement.
Let me just get from the psychop.
So
back,
we're
'cause that
wrapping this up.
tells it.
Julian had better play a pretty bloody fast final turn, because really there's not much for him to do.
I think there's maybe a line there.
Yeah.
If you,
Let's say it's a line.
well, it's your call, man. I'm all good.
Yeah.
With it.
No, let's say it's a line. So yeah, he'll just shoot you with his multi-marksman with a. Well, it doesn't really matter against you because you've got no valor wound, don't you?
Julian, say
Yes,
double action.
and shock immunity and crit immunity.
So I may as well shoot
Man.
you your arm one. So I'm just going to shoot you with my AP, but it doesn't make a difference against
Julian. Julian, it's got double action.
Okay.
It's a multi-weapon.
So
Mhm.
You're killing me,
Sporting
Smalls.
Shotgun me.
2 shots. What are you hitting me on?
I'll be hitting on 16s because you're out of cover.
Yeah, I couldn't get it. Especially
Still, this is a good conclusion to the turn.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
going to.
even killing this means that Parvati now has like a difficult thing where she can. She actually, what she should do
I'm
is she
thinking
should
it takes
try
you
and
both.
shoot the Nahab to death.
Oh,
Um,
you might not be in
She's a
range.
bunch of dice on. What is
No,
Parvati's?
yeah, no, I'll just do 2 shots. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She
Two
yeah,
templates,
Parvati's
two
BS
direct
12.
shots.
So
No,
if
two
she comes
direct
to
shots.
here,
No,
Direct
there'll
shots.
be a face-to-face roll,
Alright.
which will be
But-
4 dice on
but I don't know
15s
what
versus either a template or 1
me
dice
to
on
see
15s,
further on
which is
TTS.
pretty good.
No, I think you're
There's
right.
no way that's
Yeah,
in range.
there's no way that would have got in.
All right.
All right, so 1 on a 16 versus 1 on 0s minus because you're outside of 8.
So I've
2
just
on
about exhausted
12s.
the amount of commentary I can
Yeah.
make for this game. I think Julian made the
minus
right
3
call
minutes.
pushing Hector
Oh, yeah,
forward.
yeah,
I think
1
Josh made the right call
on
trying to
9.
punish it
Yeah.
and
Two
bring on
minutes.
this Nahab. And this is a
I'll
good.
hit on
This is a very game
Sure.
final turn play. That has
I
hilariously
don't know.
resulted in the Nahab potentially
Okay,
killing this
that's
Psychop as well.
safe.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's see if he makes it.
That'll take a wound.
Put me on
That's
10 WA.
hilarious. Okay, so like,
Yeah.
this won't,
Okay.
categorically, this won't win the game for Josh. Julian can do
I
nothing
will use
and win with a 2-point
the
lead.
irregular order
What this does do is make
on
the
this
game
guy
very hard
to
for Julian to major. This is an extremely game
pop out to here.
final turn play. Why is the Nahab wounded? Did I
What would you
misunderstand
like
that?
to do?
Hector's going to dodge. Pavati's going to dodge. And the Psyops is going to... He's going to shoot.
Hey guys, why is that Psychop still alive? Didn't the Nahab beat it?
No, I rolled a 4 and he rolled a 1.
And an 11, right? That's a hit.
No, it's got mimetism and it's out of shot
Thank
range.
you. That's what I was missing, guys. Much obliged.
Yeah, that's all good.
Psychops have mimetism.
Yeah, so
In my defense, that's a new profile. Okay, there we go.
And
So,
he's going to shoot you with his...
multi-marksman rifle again.
Actually, you've only got 1 on this, so they're all just going to dodge.
Yep, okay. So,
I am going to shoot
there's a
you
few
with
things that
my
can happen here.
Emarat. So this
The
way.
correct choice is to try an Emarat.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. Probably
So Pavati's
Pavati,
dodge,
actually.
number 13. Passes on a 10.
Yeah, cool.
The Psychop passes on a 1.
Cool.
And then Hector
I think this is a pretty game rally by Josh, but
passes on an 8.
I don't think Josh can be mad about these dodge rolls being made because I mean after this is a pretty nice mess that the Nahab caused actually. She just killed like 60 something points of troops. Yeah, the Beta Trooper is 40 and the Psychop Hacker is 22. Yeah, so she's well paid for herself with these kills.
What she got? She's got a light flamethrower, grenades, 2 breaker pistols.
Yeah.
So she's got a low chance.
That's pretty much the game. So if we want to just like think about how Julian should play his final turn,
dodge this way.
there's just dodges and crap that's happening.
4 inches.
Yep.
To get the cover.
Really, the game for Julian at this point is
the Psychop is going to dodge.
more than anything else. It's just he
this
needs
way, 2
to
inches.
secure zones,
Yep.
Oh no. He's going to
and he's
dodge
got
around the corner.
most of what he needs.
Actually, no. He's going to dodge through the window.
Good roll.
To get to that.
And then he needs to press buttons. I believe he's pressed this console.
He's got 0.5.
The only remaining thing to like really score points with is to don't give up your zones. Take this console. It would actually be a mistake, I think, to just run Pavati over here.
No, I'll just. You know,
This is getting a little thin on the ground.
She's not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
Or actually, no. I'm gonna.
This is a tricky dodge.
Just in case a courier gets a lucky shot, I'm going to move her 2 inches back this way.
Because if Pavati moves to here, she's not more points than these.
I'll still
Right?
have line of
She's
fire, and she'll be
she's
able to line of
expensive.
sight. Yeah.
But this is probably a 25 point and a 28, 29 point model.
Okay.
Yeah. That's me all done.
All right. I'm gonna spend my irregular order on Zilikia.
Yep.
Oh,
So
here she comes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move.
it's not impossible that Zelekia
Right.
kills Hector here,
And then
but to describe it as unlikely.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to see you. Come on.
I can see your base there.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna shoot with my plasma.
Now you're standing, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there a way to flamethrower you?
I
I'm gonna break a pistol.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
think
you're
that's
gonna be out of
flamethrower
range.
range.
Yep.
So this will be
So
4
you'll
shots on
be
8s.
range minus
4 shots on
3
8s,
with
yep,
that,
with
with cover.
the
So
the pistol
I'll be
versus 1 shot on a
shooting you
16.
with no cover 'cause
She's
you're
looking for
Hector,
crits,
so 16
basically,
for
I
me,
think.
Just on a
Yeah.
1 die.
Or for a whiff on
Yeah,
Hector.
okay, and I'm
20?
you're on minus.
Ooh, okay, so
here's your chance.
All right. Okay, so I'll be on 0s minus 3. Yeah. So
Yep.
I'm.
I want to say her odds of killing him at this
Yep.
point are less than 1%, but
Oh,
they're
hang
not
on.
nil.
She's only +1 burst, not +2.
No, it's +2
Oh, no,
burst.
+2. Sorry. Yep,
Okay, if he fails all 3 of
so
these...
3 hits, so 3 saves with breaker.
He
That's
fails all
half
3 of
BTS,
these.
isn't it? So
I
he's
believe so.
BTS 6.
ETS
so he's
6
looking
plus
for
3 for
so,
cover.
what's
Damage
the
12.
on a
He
break
needs to
distance
roll a
on left?
7
Uh,
on at
I
least one of
believe
these.
So I'm gonna figure that out for you.
So I'll just roll these just in case.
Break
So
a pistol
armor-
12. 12.
Okay, so I'll be armor 6 in cover, which drops me down to, so I've got to get 7s.
I saw this. I saw
Ooh,
this
makes one
5.
save.
Okay.
And I'm like, is it happening?
Um,
But it's not.
and he
He takes a wound.
Is he a religious troop?
So we're just going to math this out really
Doesn't
quickly.
matter in any case. He's
As
just gonna,
is, if nothing happens,
yeah, he's just gonna
each
stay
player
with
owns
me.
one console,
I'll
and
roll for guts
Julian
just in case
has
he's religious.
secured
That's the last
the
order on
zones
there,
2
isn't
turns
it?
in a row.
I
To major the
believe
game,
so.
Julian
Yeah,
needs to
'cause
flip
you don't
one
have
more
any command.
console.
Yeah, he'll just stay
He
with
has
us.
one
He'll
specialist,
7.
Yeah, cool.
and it
I'm
is a
spending my
specialist with 2
lieutenant order
wounds being watched
Mhm.
by a Nahab parachutist.
Yeah,
Okay, yep.
I'm just gonna push up.
Ah, so
into
Yara
here
was the lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
and just into here.
Cool.
I think this is about the best
Just
possible
covering
play
here.
to try and
If you walk that
stop
way, and
Julian from
still
stealing the game.
covering this side as well.
Fair enough. Okay.
All right, good sir.
I lost a bit that turn, so I'll just do my order pool.
Definitely the bloodiest turn of
I
the
don't know
game so
how I'm
far.
going to add this up. So I lost
Really just the
Beta
question
Trooper,
is, does
so
Julian
can't
have a way
reform
of
that
still
link now.
securing all of the zones? And
I lost the Psychop Hacker, and I lost a Varangian in
Pressing
my
a
last
button.
turn, and the Epsilon. So I'm down to 8 orders.
Yep.
From earlier on. Alrighty. So first order's just going to go on the Varangian up here,
Yep.
and he's just going to. That's caps lock, not tab.
this is a good impetuous order. I think he should be
Yes,
running
it's
down
impetuous
those
order.
ladders, but he'll stand before he does it, and
I'm
that'll
just gonna move this
get him
right
some
up.
shots into the back arc of the Nahab.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
been a pleasure. Good night.
Good night, Val.
Good night, man.
So
Have a
he's
good
just
one.
going to run across here. What would the Nahab like to do?
So it's got the chain rifle. It's got the
And SMGs.
SMGs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dodge.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna dodge.
Yep. I'm going to shoot you 3 times with my my SMGs.
Yeah, thought you were. Thought you might.
So
Good impetuous order here.
plus
Very
3
good
range.
impetuous
You
order.
don't have
Yep.
mimetism, don't you?
No, I don't. But and I
Okay,
don't can't get cover now because I'm frenzy.
Yeah, and you're in the standing in the
No, it
open as
doesn't
well,
matter.
which doesn't
Yeah.
help for
Yeah.
cover.
No,
So this will be 3
but I'm
dice
talking
13
about for
versus I think
future,
1
if I
dice on
potentially
a
get
If
dodge.
you get to
whatever
get to go
Nahab
to-
dodge on.
Yeah.
So I'll be
Nahab
on
dodge on
13s,
13s.
You'll be on. He facing? Yeah, I'd say you'd be right. Yep.
What
so you'll
Julian
be
should
on
have done here
strength.
actually is have it.
Yep.
Well, no, I like getting into the zone of getting into good range.
Oh, I'm sorry again.
There's the crit.
Yeah, it's mate. That's how the dice are going.
They're just. We should have done the crit.
Today.
So she dies. All right. So there we go.
I'm sorry. All these
So at
crits
this
have been
point, the
ridiculous.
game is
Nah,
considerably
man,
more
that's all
straightforward.
good. I've played.
He
I've learned
can
a lot, and
Yeah.
kill the Matalia,
it's all good.
move
Okay.
I'm
Parvati
doing
up to
my
this
best.
console,
So let's
I'm-
keep rolling.
take a
I'm gonna
roll,
spend
and that's
an
the
order on
game.
Hector, and he's going to stay where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just make the
Which
comment
I'm-
that Julian has got 8
I
freaking
forgot
orders
the names,
left?
so,
Yeah.
yeah, like to-
Hector bringing 3 by himself
uh,
is so very good.
I am going to dodge.
Okay, I'm going to shoot with my plasma rifle.
Looks like Hector is
cool, sir.
cleaning out some various pieces here.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's do it.
Is this
Dodging
not
13.
chain rifle?
I'm on a
Range?
16 because you're standing in the open. Ooh.
Is
Gotta
this
get
not
them
a chain
crits.
rifle range?
Hell yeah,
Is this
come
not
on.
an Emerat?
Not today.
Well,
No,
okay.
6 saves.
We're going to wrap it up
Just
here.
do that
At this
style one.
stage, with these obstacles cleared, it's pretty academic.
Okay, that'll get it.
I'm
cool.
pretty comfortable saying this is going to be, just barely, this is going to be a
Alright,
major win for the Starmada forces. A bloody and hard-fought game, plenty of casualties on both sides,
spend
some
another
very
order,
interesting
Hector.
plays,
Mm-hmm.
some sort of displays of like conservatism
gonna
and sort of
move
like really careful
there.
movement.
Any
And
arrows?
sort of how to really actually some
I'm
this
pretty
this
sure
movement
you're
into the
fine.
building I think was a sort of
And he's just
definitive
gonna
like
add a
that was a
circle line
textbook
5
how to
there.
defend your link.
Yeah, cool.
This
He's
first
gonna
turn
spend another
deployment
order
in the DZ that was available
and
to
just walk
Julian,
out
I
to
think
see
perfectly
the
reasonable use of this
Yarra
terrain.
Haddad, and then just back
But
again.
once he had orders left to move this link around, this position
would
he
the
built here
Yarra
was
Haddad like to
unassailable
do?
and really
gonna shoot
effective.
That's fair
And with
enough.
sort of Josh not
I'm gonna shoot you
quite
as well.
prosecuting a first turn
So,
offense
do you
with
have
maybe the
mimetism?
conviction that he should have,
No, I did not. I just,
this movement
Okay.
carried the game
So
for
it'll be
Julian.
my 3 on
Some
13s
great
versus
skirmishing,
your
some
1
great
on
back and
13.
forward. This Nahab coming on. If it had been under even remotely better circumstances, might have really done a lot to
Oh,
carry
it's
the
all
game.
yours. Oh,
I
you
got
beat me.
But
What is it?
So it's an AP marksman rifle.
But yeah,
AP mushroom. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Let's
the
go.
game was well played by both
Alrighty,
players.
so
I'm just
damage,
going to keep watching
13.
the last few moments here to make sure that Julian doesn't get crit off the
9 in
board
cover.
by Yara Haddad or something.
Yep, you're good.
One last order. I'm going to do it again on him.
So you go down to 3, so you'd be armor 6 in cover because it's AP.
Yeah.
But still.
Oh, it's AP. Yep. Sorry, I forgot it was AP. So yeah, I'm just
some
gonna go
woofting
and try
about.
it.
This is really not a huge
cool.
amount of
I'm gonna
anything.
keep doing the same thing.
Alright.
Really, the players just does
Same
Pravati
rules.
get up to the console, and okay, looks like Yara Haddad is
So
holding.
we just cancel.
So we might be
Okay.
seeing we might be seeing a minor win for
Yara
Starmada
Haddad
rather than a
doesn't wanna
major.
go down.
No, she
But I
doesn't.
think sort of the game as it
She's
was
just
played, we're going to be
like,
looking for
oh,
like 5 points to 1.
I forgot about this guy.
Yeah,
Also,
I
Julian
don't think I
completely
can.
forgot
I
about
don't
the
think
Emerat.
but if I do, I'm gonna dodge.
It's late.
Yeah, I'm
It's 11 o'clock
just
here
went
in
back to him. So-
Australian
okay.
Eastern Standard Time.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to spend an order on Hector, and he's just going to walk back 2 inches and then back again.
This might be where Hector gets
Just to
bricked, but
get
I don't
eyes
think it
on him.
matters that much.
Actually, I don't want to do that with Hector.
All right,
I'll do it.
we're wrapping it up there. Julian is futzing it around. We'll leave this recording
Fine,
running for
just
like
go
10
move
more
this
minutes,
way,
and then we will
4
close
inches.
out the game.
Mhm.
I've said everything I have to say, I think. Thanks
What
very
would you like
much
to
to
do?
the players
Actually, no, I don't want to
for
do that
Yeah, you
either.
do.
thanks very much to the players for figuring out how to play their game, and for some interesting play on both sides.
Actually, that'll be
We'll
your
leave
bear
this
arc
recording running for 5
Hector.
minutes, just to show how the game
Was
sort
he
of
intent to
physically
face this
ends.
crate, I guess?
But I think we can call
Yeah,
this, whether
just
it's a
to
minor
keep
or
it
a major, we can
interesting.
call this a
So
convincing
I
win.
think even now it's still
Convincing
sort of
win
like
for
that.
Starmada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
So if you come round,
Yeah, but then I'm gonna get
then you
I'm gonna
get
get
Yara.
splattered. Yara had added.
Your choice.
When you're isolated or immobilized at the end, do you count as a null state for scoring?
Let's. I doubt.
No,
it.
you are still worth points.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that makes life easy. I'm just gonna do it with Hector.
Yeah.
So Hector's gonna move out and then back again to where he is.
All right, easy. I am going to. So to here, I am going to Emerat you because it's a
Cool.
large template. Yeah.
That's fair enough. I'm just gonna shoot you 3 times.
Yeah, cool.
Oh boy. So just the one hit.
So we got the one
Fails.
and then the other one
Fails.
fails. Yeah, it's dead.
Okay, so I'll do my 1 save for the Emerat on BTS 6.
2 saves.
Is it 2 saves from a Emerat?
I believe so. And let me double check.
It's 2 saves at half BTS. All EM ammunition is consistent.
Okay, so 2 saves, half BTS. So the 11's a pass because it's BTS. 3 saves for the 11s. So, and then the second one. It's a fail. So he is a potato.
He sure is.
Order on Pavati. She's just going to rock forward 6 inches.
Go for it.
And then forward 2 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Spending second last order on her. She's just going to walk forward 5 inches just to get to there.
Cool. I am going to shoot her with Yara Dad.
That's fair enough. I'm going to try and push the spoot the snoot. Which I fail. Let's see if you hit me.
We'll see.
That's a hit.
That's definitely a hit.
And that's a 19. She's tanked it.
What a boss.
All right, so at the moment I've got 1, 2. I've got 3 quadrants because this guy here.
Yep, easy. So
I've got 1 more order. I'm just going to try and boot the snoot again.
Fair play. I'm going to shoot you again. Is there...
I'm not rolling too well.
Okay,
Not
and there we
even
go.
a
With
little bit,
2
no.
failed rolls with a Whip 15
I was
engineer,
saying before, it's
Julian is not
you don't
quite
get any
able to
bonuses
secure a
to
major victory.
engineers.
Although, to
You
be
know,
perfectly
these
frank, I think he made a very game
frustrating.
crack of it and sort of probably deserved
Fancy
that one.
dice as
But the dice
Oh, there we go.
didn't get
That's
there with
all-
3
that's
orders,
all
didn't get there
my,
with 4 orders, got
my
there with
orders
2,
done.
and they weren't quite enough. So there we go.
Pavati's got
The
NWR
game
wins.
ends
Yeah,
5-1
yeah,
in
yeah,
favour
this is-
of
she's still alive.
Starmada. Guys,
But
thanks very much for
the
watching
difference is
this.
there is it's
Thanks
4
very
1
much to
instead
our
of 5 0,
players
so it goes
for
from-
agreeing to be recorded. If anyone has any feedback, please leave it in the comments section. If you'd like to see more like this, or if there are particular matchups or scenarios that you'd like to see, please leave a comment. Or anything else you think that could improve the channel, just let me know. Thanks very much. This concludes your recording.